What's going on, YouTube? Live again for another meetups and hanging out with Rob. So
Howdy, howdy.
say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob. How you doing? Oh, wait a minute. Mr. Anthony, howdy. Or as you say, hello, everyone.
What's going on, YouTube?
Yeah, that too. Ah, so we're fashionably late again. I don't know why we're not on time.
Oh, I do.
That wasn't
It's
going to say anything.
all my fault.
Now. I could pester you an hour beforehand to get ready.
It's always so weird. Every time I look on YouTube, the picture's reversed. Weird. All right. Now I'm cool.
Well, I see it on YouTube the exact same way I see it on my Google Plus, so or my Hangouts.
Well, no, when I watch on Hangouts, it's the correct way. When I watch it on YouTube, it's reversed.
Okay, because both of them in my image has the microphone on the left. So I see it just like YouTube sees it.
Yeah, YouTube has my microphone on the left. Hangouts has my microphone on the right.
Okay, then you should probably flip your image.
It's all good. That's right. Which way's which?
Hey, your microphone is on your right. Hey, Brian. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing all right.
How are you
It
doing?
didn't snow today.
It was almost 70 degrees here.
Oh, shut up. I don't want to hear something like that. Ah,
And yeah, now that we're live, I can tell you the lizard story that I had. So it was warm enough that the lizards came out, and we've got the, what are they, anole, like the Anole. I don't know if
yeah,
there's like a pronunciation like anole or whatever, but
annals.
those things. They're everywhere around here, and that's why there's so many snakes, because there's so many of those guys around. But so they're everywhere, and my dog loves hunting those things. Like, she goes out on the back deck and she's like sniffing everywhere, and when she finds one, she's like chasing it down, and it'll get past her and like run away, and she's still sniffing like where it was. And it's the funniest thing. I've been thinking about making a YouTube video about it, but so that happened again today, but a bunch of times. But so I open up the door and she's in that mode. So she doesn't want to come in. She just wants to like play with the lizards. And so she's checking out a lizard, and I'm like, "Hey, dog, get in here. Like, come here now." And I stepped outside, and when I stepped outside, like right next to the doorway was one of those lizards, and it dropped straight down and like ran forward, and it was like right on the threshold of my door, and it was like facing in the house, just looking in the house. And I'm like, "Oh, come on, man. Like, you can't go in the house. Like, my dog will go nuts." So I was I was gonna like try to flank around it and like, try to like, get at it where it was, where it couldn't see me, and like shoo it out of the doorway and everything. And when I did that, I kind of blinked and it was gone. And I'm like, "Oh man," because those little things, they're like a core, like for their size, they're like a little Corvette when they go, but they're like a semi truck when they try to turn. Like, they just cannot make the turns, and like no U turns or anything like that. So I knew it went into the house. So I just like ran over there and like ran inside the house, because I'm like, my dog is going to tear up the house trying to get this stupid lizard. So I come inside the house and I like trap it in the corner, and I want to do like the box method where I just kind of like capture it so it's inside my hands, and it's a little tiny guy. So I do that, but the gap in my between my thumb and my index finger, like its head just started popping out. So I just kind of like did the shoo out the door thing, and there's leaves everywhere, so it just like hit a bunch of leaves, and it was a-okay. But my dog was like 5 feet away from that at that point, looking at me, going, "Well, what's the commotion inside? Like, why is that guy that feeds me like screwing around?" And then, like, next thing you know, my dog's like, "He's tossing me a lizard." And then she just dive bombed right on that thing. And I don't know if she ate the lizard or if she just kind of like hit it with her snout and like squashed it and killed it or what, because I couldn't find it. But she kind of like she kind of did that like jaw movement and there was like crunch noises. So I don't know if she actually ate the lizard, but ugh. I was
Oh,
I'm kind of feeling bad because I kind of feel like I softballed it right to her, but shouldn't have done that. But
well, if
I
it
was just
was,
I was just trying to get it out of the house. I knew it was coming out of my hand and I was gonna have to catch it again. So I was like, let's just end this. Didn't know the
yeah, you could have gone after it with a shoe or something with the intent of killing it in the house. But
on
instead, you went after it to grab it and throw it out the door to help preserve its life or give it a chance. And so, yeah, you did the right thing.
oh yeah. No, I love those little guys.
Yeah,
They're
they eat lots of bugs.
yeah.
Ah, that's a pretty good story. Brian says it was 49 there today with the 22 low. Frost was heavy this morning. Dave should have the same as me. He only lives about 12 miles from me. Well, when I woke up this morning, it was 23 with 25-mile-an-hour winds with a wind chill factor of 7.
Ugh.
Yeah,
I
we
woke
had.
up. I only heard the heat turn on once for like the longest time.
My heat's been on for about 3 weeks now. We've been having
But
frost like that.
no, you know how it turns on and turns off, turns on. No, it's been my heat's been on for a week and a half or something.
Yeah. Chad says it's 45 and raining all day there. Ah, well, I'd rather have. Yesterday it got up to 50 here, but it rained all day. All day long it was a late drizzle.
It was almost 50 here or over the last couple days, over the weekend, all those days. Almost. Still no, actually, yeah, me and my sister were going across the bridge on Saturday. She said her thermometer on her car said 49 or 46, and then she corrected and said no, now it says 49. So I don't know. It was really cold that day.
Yeah, we had summer yesterday, 50 degrees.
I was still wearing flip-flops that day.
Of course.
Have to.
Brian says, not ready for that yet. I don't blame you. I wasn't ready for it either. You know, last year I was still harvesting peppers into mid-November. It was one of the latest times that I had food growing.
I can't remember what it was. Not last year. I think it was the year before or the year before that. I had tomatoes all the way to like January 15th. Now, the peppers didn't make it that far, but in my defense, back then, well, when I do aquaponic peppers, they never do that great. Like sometimes they grow, sometimes they don't, but for the most part, they never do good. The only time I've ever had luck was hydroponic peppers. I'm sure if I did dirt gardening, I could do pretty good. But
Yeah.
what's up, Jared?
Hey, Jared. Up until this last snowfall where it stayed for a couple days, I had a pak choi that was still holding on. I couldn't believe it. It got to about 4 inches tall, and it was still leafy green. And then the snow came, sat on it for a day. When the snow melted, all the leaves are brown. That snowfall finally got it. But yeah, last year I was just harvesting pak choi up until mid-November too. Lettuce too, for that matter. This year I only got one crop. Last year I got 2. Oh well. So Jared, we're talking about weather. What was your weather today?
Prepare to be jealous.
Yeah, she's probably going to say 85 and sunny.
Talking about a hurricane, but it's really light and it's just going to bring a lot of rain in.
Yeah, it's fading out as it's coming closer. The winds are dying down. It's just rain now.
That sucks. Oh, well,
78 and sunny.
that's good, Jared. I meant for Brian's comment.
Yeah, I would say David's probably done now too. If not this week, about every night the lows are in the 20s. Yeah, with that hoop house that he's got up over him, though. Yeah, it's still going to be hard to fight 20s. And Jared with a 78. Make me jealous.
He's awesome.
I tell you.
Well, no, yeah, it was sunny here today. So we're only like 10 degrees behind you, Jared. Because it was probably 68, almost 70 here today. And it was sunny, very sunny. It was
Hey,
first
Alex.
saw the sun in a week. What's up, Alex?
Now, since he doesn't live too far away from me, I'd say he was probably freezing today too. He's only maybe 400 miles from here. But he's a bit north. Rob, I got your seeds Tuesday morning after work, planted some already, and tasted a powder or two. And how are the powders?
Hot.
Hot, yeah. And Jared says it's supposed to rain tomorrow, though. Well, that's going to be good for the plants that are in the ground.
Well, that's my problem. It rained for like a week and a half straight. And if it didn't rain, it like rained, like 100 yards that way and, missed me and then rained 100 yards that way. Like it's been overcast for like, I don't know if it's been 2 weeks. I don't know. I'm really starting to get that Seattle vibe where like all that grunge music comes from because like that's the moods I've been getting in. Like I hate life, it just sucks, man, and like where's the sunlight? And it's just been kind of sucking lately. But other than that, when I saw the sun today, I just knew there was hope.
Yeah. Let's see. Alex says, hot but good. I never had pepper powder before. Well, good.
Which one?
You can take and mix and cook with it and everything else. And
Yeah, which ones did you try? I assume the ahi lemon, right? Would you send them?
I sent a whole bunch of them. I don't remember exactly what all of them were, but
Trini,
it was like 5 or 6 separate samples.
Trini, Bahamian, ahi lemon.
I know the ahi lemon drop was in there. The Bahamian goat was in there. And I think the 3 MOA Scotch bonnets were in there. I think a Tiger's Teeth was in there. A Picker's Gills Orange. I'm not sure about the Trini or not. And then there might have been a jalapeno in there, but I'm not 100% sure on the jalapeno.
Hey, you're lucky on the Trini.
I don't have any. All the scorpion pepper that I have right now is here. I'm not giving what I have away until more pods are produced. I have a 50 ml bottle, and I hope it'll last me till next fall.
That stuff's hot.
That's good powder.
I would put it on chicken. Well, I'd put a ton of stuff. I would put a bunch of different hot sauces all over the chicken, and then I would sprinkle it with powder on top, and then I would bake the chicken. And, when it's, I don't know, like when it hits like 160, 165 degrees, go ahead and like just coat the top of it with cheese all over it and then let it cook for those last couple, 15 degrees or whatever. And oh yeah, that stuff will light you up. Like no, not the ahi lemon, or is it ahi pineapple or ahi lemon?
I have ahi lemon drop. Dave does ahi pineapples.
The MOA and the Bohemian Goat, both of those, man, like you had to use that liberally because if you didn't, like it was pretty dang hot.
Yep.
Although I will say that some people will like sprinkle a little on where I just kind of like try to get, I don't want to say coating, but I just want to like make sure that most of the areas are covered.
Uh-huh. When I saw you put that on that chicken in the video, I'm
Oh, I
thinking,
forgot about
he
that.
doesn't realize how hot this is. He doesn't realize how hot this is. He's going to burn his mouth off. And sure enough, it got to you, didn't it? A little bit.
No, no, that's good.
Your speaking slowed way down during the video. You could tell you were fighting it. It was
Oh,
all good.
no, I never really fight it. Like I said, like I've always said, it's just kind of a mental game. You just kind of got to tell yourself, hey, it's just something that's, like you ever have a friend like slip acid in your drink, like when you're partying, and, like all of a sudden they're like, yeah, man, you're gonna have a fun time tonight. And you're like, what do you mean? And they're like, oh, you're gonna trip. And you're like, what? No. Like, what the hell, man? Like, that's not cool. It's just all mental. Just stay in the game. You'll be all right.
Yeah, nobody ever tried to do that for me, thankfully, but
Oh,
I'll pass.
you had really good friends.
Yeah, but I also take and hold my drink and uh,
I
never
suggest
leave.
everybody take Rob's advice. I suggest everybody in this day and age do that. Mickeys were just like some like thing people talked about, but no one ever saw back in the day.
Yeah, no, I wasn't much of a partier in my younger days, but in the bars and stuff like that, I always held my drink and never let it go. So it was really hard to put something in it.
I would do that, but that was usually because I was afraid someone was gonna knock it over.
Well, that too. So did the chat stop, or is it just nobody talking? Because we asked Alex which ones of the powders he tried, and maybe he's going to grab the packets to see. But yeah, I sent him a good sized package of stuff.
we Does Alex have a YouTube channel?
I don't remember.
I could check that like this.
I hear your little lady.
Oh, yeah, she's snoring.
Yep. Oh, Alex is at work. Okay. So he says, I'm at work. I know I tried that ahi lemon drop, but I forgot the other one. Okay. And the lemon drop is by far my favorite. I have a 4 ounce bottle and a 2 ounce bottle here that are my own private stock. Um, yeah, nobody else is getting those, but I have so much ahi lemon drop right now that it's not even funny. And Alex says he's got a channel, but never posts a video. And then Miss Susan shows up, so maybe she's going to join us tonight.
What's up, Miss Susan?
All right. Boss man is calling me again. I should have let him out before I started, but I didn't. So I shall return. Now you can entertain for just a moment.
And scarfing. Jared was scarfing his dinner down, so he couldn't type. That was me just before this. Pork chops and mashed potatoes with gravy. Whew, haven't had that in years. Alex, why don't you post videos now that you have some seeds that Rob got you or gave you? You should throw some of them in some soil and start them up. And once they pop up, start doing updates on there and show everybody what's going on with them. You already have a YouTube account. All you have to do is hit that upload button and type in the description and then the tags and then figure out a catchy little title and all that YouTube behind the scenes stuff. Even better. Wait, root cubes? Yes, Dave's on vacation right now. Everybody give Dave some gruff about not being on Monday and Wednesday. Oh, maybe maybe we should all start. It's hilarious. I don't know if you saw the Sober October thing, but we should all start like a pray for Dave thing. I don't know what's going on. He hasn't been on the live streams. Pray for Dave. Hashtag pray for Dave. That'd be pretty funny. But no Dave. Well, actually, I don't know. I guess I should have probably texted him, but he said that he would. He said that he would text me if he could come on tonight. I texted him earlier and he asked him if he was going to come on. He said Monday he wasn't feeling good, so he didn't want to pop on. So I was almost correct, by the way, that I made my guess was Dave. Why wasn't Dave there? My guess was Dave plugged his phone in the kitchen where he always keeps it, set it down on the counter, and walked away from it. That did happen, but Dave also didn't feel good, so like he just never went back to the phone. So technically I was right, but you know, I don't know, just throwing that out there, but no, Dave didn't feel good. So yeah, definitely, yeah, start that hashtag pray for Dave. Wait, you can write that right. There we go. Pray for Dave. I hope he recovers. Nice, Susan. Oh, man, we didn't even make it an hour in before he had to take off and answer to the dog. Oh, wait, let me back up. I'll say it again right when he puts his earbuds on. That way he can hear what I'm saying. He didn't even make it a half hour in before he had to go and take care of the dog. Usually it's an hour.
I know. What'd they start? What'd they miss? What is he on vacation? Okay, ha ha ha. Oasis, rook, cubes, wedges. I prayed for Dave. Pray for Dave. Dave. Pray for Dave. Okay, why is everybody praying for Dave?
Don't tell him, everybody.
Okay, I'm at a loss.
All right, never mind. No, everybody was like, "Where's Dave at?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Like, he wasn't feeling good on Monday, and then he said tonight if he could make it, he would, he would text me, and he didn't text me. So I don't know. Maybe we should all pray for Dave." And then I put in hashtag pray for Dave. Everybody's pray for Dave. Good point, Jared. Or one of those pee pads.
Take a picture of the screen and send it to him in a text.
What?
So, take a picture of the chat screen and send it to Dave. Hey, Charles. And Jared, Murph is actually litter box trained. When I'm not here, he uses it. But when I'm here, he says, "Oh, forget that. I'm going outside. I'm going to tell him to bring me outside." So when I'm home, he refuses to use it. When I leave, he uses it. So it's yeah, one of those weird things in life. Yeah. Charles here. Pray for Dave. Susan says, "We love you, Dave. Come back. Don't watch in secret."
This would be great.
I sent Devin a quick text reminding him about the call and haven't heard back from him either. So no telling what's going on there. Yeah, he's got that family life thing going on.
How dare he?
I know. Wife and a little one. Yeah, I tell you.
I made a post on Instagram, everybody. So
Uh-oh.
my second one. I cannot find my freaking pictures. All right. Make sure it looks as beautiful as I thought.
So when I was letting Murph out, I checked the weather here, and it's almost a replay of this morning. 12 hours later, and it's still 23 degrees, but now the wind chill's only at 13 instead of 7.
That's what I should do is double check my temp.
What, you don't have the weather channel? Oh, I forgot you're running Linux.
Weather channel?
Yeah, there's a weather channel app that I don't know if it's still available, but used to post the weather on your desktop as soon as you turned the computer on. I used it for a while, drove me nuts. No, excuse me, uninstalled it.
I'm not a fan of the Weather Channel. Being where I live, definitely not a fan. Nobody around here is a fan of the Weather Channel. We have restaurants around here that will not serve Jim Cantori. Like it's a running joke. Like if he comes into your restaurant, like I don't know, it's like you're part of the in crowd, I guess, if like you just say get out of here. Because there's like a growing list of restaurants that he cannot go in. But he always like goes on and like fear mongers hurricanes and stuff, and we live like in a vacation area, so we rely on tourism, and he drives away tourism, and it's like, oh, it's a tropical depression. It's gonna be like the worst hurricane ever. It's like, well, no, it's a tropical depression, but
yeah. Jared says Dave must still be recovering from the one chip challenge. I know I'm not doing that.
He did say he was still hurting, but I believe that was the what did we say it was called? The Devil's Fire.
I think that was it.
I think that was what he was hurting from. Yeah, let me set him this.
Charles says it's 82 there today. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, you didn't interrupt. No, I was just gonna say I just text Dave with a screenshot of everybody saying pray for Dave.
All that powder, I think it's all that powder from Dave, basically. Okay. It's some good stuff. I actually had some tonight in my my rice dish.
Oh, what's up, Charles? I saw that earlier. It was in my screenshot, but I didn't say hey.
Oh, the fun stuff. So on your Monday night update on Tuesday, you had all those sugar rushes that were right. Did you pick a bunch?
No.
Why?
Don't know. Because it was so late. Didn't you see how late it was in the video?
Yeah.
Anything much after that. I thought about making a brand new video today and just deleting the other one or something like that. But I thought, nah, that was the update for the week. So I screwed up, and lesson learned.
I didn't think you screwed up. You just got out there a little late. That's all.
I have to be out there for a video before 4 o'clock.
Yep.
Otherwise, I do not have enough light.
Yep.
And I don't mean like out there before 4 so I can like screw around and like look at everything and like, make sure I memorize where all the peppers are or, anything like, no, I mean like before 4, like meaning if it's 3:59, I have to start right now and I have to just start recording because by like 4:30, 4:40, nothing. But again, I'm surrounded by trees too. So
Yeah.
once the sun goes down behind the tree, that's why I always say that I've got 2 sunsets. Once you go behind the trees, that's where it starts to get dark. Not, I don't want to say quick, but it takes a while. But then once it gets behind there, that's the actual sunset. Good luck. It's like 10 minutes and it's pitch black.
Anthony, I would love to hear this story. He writes, I screwed up yesterday and put Reaper Naga Viper powder on my Doritos yesterday instead of my tropical powder. Ate about 7 chips in and hurt myself.
Well, Doritos
Ouch.
had like tang that make you think they're kind of like a Reaper.
And next comment's for you. I'll let you read it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're, those one, they're not right.
Oh, Jared says, I want to know why Rev isn't eating one of those ripe yellow Trinidad scorpion peppers right now.
Like I said, it's definitely not right. I checked. I did, like right before we went live, and like went outside and everything, and like I even went in the greenhouse, and yep, still wasn't right.
Susan says you should join in and eat another one, Anthony.
Oh man.
Would Anthony be wanting to jump on here and show us all?
Well, I'm sure, yes. But before that, what pepper would it be? You didn't see anything, Jared. Why do you think it was in the dark?
It came through well. I saw the yellow Trinis that were looking nice and ripe. He even held them up and said, "Look at," or something about look at the shape of these, or something. You gave them a good compliment in that they were ripe. Oh, I know what your comment was, and I'm not going to try one of these on camera.
Yeah, I said that a couple times.
Yeah, I don't remember what the other one was for. Maybe a Naga, maybe.
No,
But yeah, you said that about another one too. I'm not going to eat this one on camera either.
No, I already tried the King Naga. That was the yellow Trinidad Moruga Scorpion. I believe the Daisy Cutter. I'll try a piece of a Daisy Cutter at some point, but I don't know.
The Daisy Cutter just sounds so innocent.
I know, and like I'm like, yeah, that'll be cool. And then Susan's like, that thing's really hot. Like, be careful with that thing. And I'm like, oh, Susan, what the heck was the White Devil's Tongue, Heart, Soul, some video? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, I looked up the Scoville. I'm like, okay, I think I could handle that. And like, maybe she's just over exaggerating because that's like above her heat level. And then Dave's like, dude, be really careful with that thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm still gonna be fine with that thing. And then like it actually started producing pods, and I'm like, all right, I don't think I want to touch that thing. I'm gonna leave that over there, maybe like dry it up, make some powders, or
yeah.
Susan got it from Dave.
I got the Daisy Cutter from Dave. Yeah. Anthony says, nope, I already had my peppers for the night. And Anthony says, I had a few ahi pineapple and king spice with ice cream. I haven't tried it on ice cream yet, though.
That's what everybody says.
That
And
sounds interesting.
that ahi pineapple would probably be good on ice cream, like
And
vanilla ice cream, because I'm plain.
yeah, I have ahi pineapple at the shop. We did the taste test on that. I think we did, didn't we? I don't remember.
The ahi pineapple?
I know we did the ahi pen. I did the ahi panic here, and then the ahi mango, and I thought we did the ahi pineapple too, unless I never posted it. Well, I don't have the daisy cutter, and I don't think I need it.
Oh, I'm gonna send you some. You totally gotta have this. It is so awesome. Well, yeah, awesome. Well, I say that as a growing a pepper kind of thing because they grow really good and they're very enjoyable to grow. So the pod's got to be great, and you got to try one on camera.
Susan says, "Oh my gosh, Anthony, I need that full recipe. Tell us here." Or in Hangouts, laughing out loud. Uh, there was a guy that came in the shop tonight, and um, pretty good friends with him. And he usually grabs a few powders here and there, and he says, "Oh, no, I don't need any tonight." He says, "A friend of mine wants me to try that one chip challenge." And, I was telling him about how they're not available right now and they won't have any more for a while. And I said, "Well, why don't you just make up some of those chips?" And he says, "Well, I don't know how to do that." And I said, "Well, take corn chips, spray a little vegetable oil on it, and uh, sprinkle some Carolina Reaper powder on it, and you'll have your challenge." And he looks at me and says, "But I don't have any Reaper powder." And I said, "But I do.
dun,
I have a 2-ounce bottle of Carolina Reaper powder."
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so I could set him up for it. Ahi pineapples are great. I agree. But I like the ahi lemon drops a little better. The ahi lemon drops are a little more citrus type flavor in them. Granted, they look the same, but they taste different.
I've never had an ahi lemon, but I've had an ahi pineapple.
Yeah, but you've had the ahi lemon drop powdered.
I've had that,
Yep.
but I've never had an actual ahi lemon pepper pod.
Okay.
But no, I had ahi pineapple. Those were great. And apparently I grew them with no heat whatsoever. They were just like the flavor. Because I believe like all the ahis are like 30 to 60,000, but these ones absolutely no heat. And even my cousin loved it.
Susan says, "You just set yourself up for it, Rob." Uh-oh. I don't know what she's talking about, and I'm going to let that one kind of go. I shouldn't have even said anything. So we go on. Jared says, "The Daisy Cutter was one of the few I didn't order this year. Now I wish I did because everybody else has them." Laughing out loud. Charles says, "I watched the Best One Chip Challenge video yesterday. Does have a bit of cursing, though."
I would expect that.
Not Reaper powder. Maybe if I did, it would be just a small amount of it. But that I don't remember the video, but that African American guy that did
was
the
it
Reaper and was just about crying by the end of it.
there wasn't the sportscaster guy, or was he just
It
a
might have
news
been.
anchor? Or it was like a local news thing, right?
Well, he was in his kitchen when he did it,
Oh, I thought you meant the news one.
and it looked like his daughter was running around in the background, kind of scared when he started moaning and groaning. And this one's better, Charles says. Interesting.
I don't understand why people that can't handle hot things think they can handle the hottest thing in the world. It just
It's
that
called a
boggles my mind.
challenge. It's called challenge for a reason.
I know, but they seemed really surprised that it's hot, and I don't see where the surprise comes from. It's the hottest pepper in the world, and they like dried it up and like diced it up and like put it all over a chip, and now you're eating that chip. Why would you be surprised that that thing it's way hotter than I ever thought? Yeah, I would expect that. Like
Yeah, I
like
have
me,
enough.
well, being in the pepper community, I've tasted a lot of really hot things. So the, me eating the chip, it would be like, oh yeah, you knew what you were getting into. But like all these other people, like they don't even know what habanero heat is. And they're
Yeah.
gonna like go ahead and jump into Reaper powder.
No. 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 No.
I
No.
don't
No.
feel
No.
bad for any of them. Their cockiness is their undoing. And it's
Yeah,
pretty
I'm a
damn.
man. I can stand up to this. And then they're crying like a little girl at the end. No offenses to little girls, mind you, but yeah, crying like that at the end.
I love that.
And Jared says, "Did you guys watch Johnny Scoville eat? It was actually 25 primos yesterday. He did it in a live cast, but he also recorded it for YouTube and posted it. And I thought he only hit 25, but still, one primo would do me in. Half of them would do me in. And to see him eat 25, and if it was 27, he was gut hurting and cat cramps like it was just unbelievable. First time I've ever seen him squirm.
Oh, he did get cap cramps?
Oh yeah, he couldn't. He had 30 of them, and he wanted to do the challenge of eating all 30 of them at one in one sitting. He got up to. I thought the video said 25 on the title of it, but if it was 27, then I'm mistaken. So sorry, but yeah, he was. He went through his normal glass of water to wash the peppers down. Went in the house, got another glass of water, came back down out, sat down, ate another one, and couldn't swallow it. And then, or yeah, swallowed that one, put another one in, got it chewed up, and he's moaning and groaning, and you could see he was in really bad pain. Got up, walked off camera, and you could see the reflection of him in the window. Walk over to the end of the deck and spit it all out over the porch railing. And
What was in his mouth or
yeah,
throw up?
no, he just spit out what was in his mouth.
Trying to get that last one or the next one in there, but couldn't make it happen.
Yeah. He came back and apologized and says, I can't go on. This is only my third failure with peppers, but this is a failure. I couldn't eat all 30 of them. And when he's saying that, I'm thinking to myself, I couldn't even eat half of one of these things. And he's apologizing for not being able to eat 30. I mean, the highest I've ever heard was somebody eating like 21 or 22
I'll be
Reapers.
perfectly honest. I don't think I could eat 25 bell peppers.
Well, I couldn't eat 25 bell peppers either, even the
Not,
equivalent weight of it.
even if they were the size of primos, like little tiny bell
Yeah.
peppers, I don't think I could eat 25 of those things. I mean,
Well,
I would probably throw up just because of that repeated taste over and over and over and over again. Like, what the heck? Like, can't we diversify? Can we like get some meat? Can we get like, you know, something to wash it down? Maybe like maybe some rice, stuff it with rice and some beans or something. Or
yeah. Oh, excuse me. So Charles says, he is human.
No, he is not. He is not human. He's not human. You know how like the conspiracy theorists talk about like the reptilians and stuff like that? He is one of those. He is. He's full on. Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
I know most of you out there are not reptilians. Like, let me ask you, can you go and eat 25 primos? See?
No.
Point made.
Yeah.
Reptiles can do that kind of stuff. That and goats. Did you ever see the goat that eats hot peppers?
Yeah. Well, the deer come by and eat my peppers. Oh, they were eating my ghost peppers the one night. They didn't seem to mind it. Yeah, Jared says he was doing two at a time. It was insane. Yeah, towards the end there, he was actually shoving two peppers in his mouth at a time. Susan, hey guys, Aaron loves green bells.
Because the bell pepper bad rap.
Hmm?
Up above that, there goes Aaron said, there goes the bell pepper bad rap.
Oh, okay. Missed that one.
I don't know. I love any kind of bell pepper, but I'm just saying, like, if you shrunk them down, like, I don't think I could eat that many peppers. Like, that's my only problem. Like, I've followed that YouTube channel, the Clifton whatever Chili Club, and they're always doing like those chili offs that they do, and they start with like a jalapeno, and then they got a chili, and then they're like up to whatever, and then they hit a habanero, and then they go all the way to Reaper, and then they start doing like 2 Reapers at a time and stuff like that. And I don't know, after watching them, like I before that, I was like, I could probably like hop into one of those contests, but just looking at how many peppers they actually eat, no, I don't think I could do that because you got to like have like a good meal into you, like just to make like some greasy type food and stuff like that to make sure you're all coated and you can actually handle hot peppers in general. And then you're gonna have like a meal of nothing but peppers. Like, I mean, that's
No.
a lot of peppers because some of they bring out peppers that are like this big, and they
Yeah.
like munch that thing down and everything, and just that alone, like, okay, now we're gonna do a Reaper. I'd be like, I don't know, I'm full.
Well, like that pepper contest that Johnny Scoville did.
Oh,
He was sitting in the background moderating it. Huh?
the the lizard people, Johnny Scoville. See, Aaron agrees with me.
Yeah, he was sitting in the background as moderator, and every time they gave the contestants a pepper, they came around and gave him one. So he's just sitting there chomping on them and talking like nothing's going on. And these people are sitting at the table just, suffering from it. And yeah, I thought it was hilarious. And then they finally bowed out, and he grabbed the next one and ate it down. And I think he grabbed the next one after that and ate it down too as he was talking. Yeah. Okay. And then guys were saying that it wasn't that big a deal. You didn't see them doing it, though. No, I agree. I'm not going to cut down 25 peppers. Anybody who can do that, that's well beyond me. They got props for me.
No, anybody, no. I would never say that's not a big deal. That's that's something else. In my book, if you can eat one primo, hats off.
Yeah, I've never tasted a primo. I got the Carolina Reapers from a guy who bought 2 pounds of dried stuff, and he gave me like 20 pods. And when he brought them in, he took one and just smashed it, and we were all sitting there eating pieces of it. And just small pieces are enough to get you warm.
Oh, yeah. Again, I said it last live stream. Remember when Brendan Picante ate a Reaper and drooled all over himself?
Yeah,
I mean, he did it on purpose, but still funny.
yeah. He announced. I don't know if you saw his video, but he announced when the next Aspire to Perspire thing is going to be. That'll be January 29th. Location to be determined, but that'll be fun. Jared says, guys like to talk crap in the pepper groups on Facebook. Charles says, I had 4 spoonfuls of sauce,
Absolutely.
and Johnny drinks a whole bottle. He is a lizard.
I told you. I told you. He's one of the lizard people.
And it says, anybody ever try white bell peppers? Susan has seeds for those. I don't think I've ever tried a white bell.
I've never heard of a white bell.
I've got from Brendan Picante, I got these 4 little things. They look like, they're only about 1.5 inches long, if that, when they're full grown, and they look like mealworms, but they're bright white. And I ate half of one of those, and I went, whoa, this was a whole lot more heat than I was expecting. But he let me take a bunch home, and I pulled the seeds out of them, and I actually have starters of them growing.
What's
so we'll
that?
see what happens.
What is that, the worry?
I have no idea what it is.
I think of all small peppers I know.
Yeah, they're really small, they're really white. They're not even 1/4 inch wide, They look like a mealworm. Aaron has the bell collection. Okay.
I'll tell you what, I said this on Pepper Lovers last year. Like, that is the way to go. Like, if I had a bunch of property, I would grow like organic bell peppers and a lot of them because those things are so expensive here. Like, they're like I think $1 or $2 a piece here. Like they are super expensive. So if you can grow those things, do it. And it's green or like really cheap. I forget what they are. They're like, I don't know, 50 cents a pound or like $1 a pound or something. But like the orange or red, they are super expensive. I wanted to do stuffed peppers. When I went over, I was like, I can't even afford the green. Heck with that, man. Go get a steak instead.
Yeah. Oh, they're off season right now. Well, I guess, but I would like to start a greenhouse and supply the grocery stores here locally, with produce picked that morning.
That'd be good. Do it right off the, I don't know. I don't know exactly your layout, but if the way I imagine it, like right off the way you come out the back or whatever it is to like go towards your truck, just make that entire thing a polytunnel all the way into the steps where you go up to your truck.
That could work, but it's a small parking lot. Okay. Aaron has the Bell collection. Susan says, even stripy. Charles says, I have Holland striped, haven't grown them. Susan, yeah, that's the stripy. Aaron says, my striped bells grew out reddish orange, no stripes. Susan says, I remember that when you made your sauce, Rev.
I know that sauce sucked. So horrible.
Charles says, that what most have said, Aaron. Okay, that's what most people have said. All right, Jared. I have these heart-shaped bell peppers that my friend gave me. I can't remember what they're called though. Called Enjoya, I think. Striped bells.
Enjoy ya.
Cool.
Heart-shaped bell.
I keep mentioning I have all these ahi lemon drops growing. There's 18 of them that I started. I'm going to run a whole bunch of them all throughout the shop if I can get them big enough and grown enough. It's interesting. People go walking by the front of the shop and see the plants there. And when they have ripe pods on them, they stop and they look and, what is that? And they'll turn around and come back in the store. What's that plant right there? Oh, it's a such and such pepper.
Why does it have Christmas ornaments on it?
Then I say, would you like one? They're nice. They're, like the ahi's medium hot and they're not even
Try one
hot.
right
They're
now.
low heat. Huh?
You should try one right now. Let me turn on my camera.
I had a couple that were passing through from somewhere down in Texas, and the lady saw the scorpion sitting in front of the door, and she stops, goes back, looks at it, gets a puzzled look, points at it, has her husband look at it. He gets a puzzled look. They walk in the door, and by the time they got in the door, I was already standing there. And she says, what is that? And I told her, and she says, oh, I haven't had one of those in a long time. Well, to make my long story a little shorter, about 5 minutes later, they were leaving with 5 right off the plant scorpion peppers, and they were happy about it.
Did she try one? Like in
Not
front?
there. But they were very happy to get them. In fact, the guy tried to pay me for them, and I said, nope, I don't sell them. I just give them away. All right. And as he's going out the door, he throws a $5 bill on the counter and says, that's for you, and runs out the door. Cool. Susan says, sweet apple. And that was for Jared. Okay, what pepper do you eat the most of and how? Snackers or cooked?
Just randomly eat Sugar Rush all the time. Yeah, feel like eating something and bite into it and then get seeds in my teeth and then ask myself, why did I bite into it and get seeds in my teeth when I hate that? And it bugs me every time I do it, but yet I do it every time. Yeah, never ending process. We'll get there someday.
The pleasure outweighs the pain. I'd say the ahi lemon drops are probably the ones that I use the most, but I cook with them. I don't eat them just up at like Snackers.
Should.
Devin does that.
And now you should follow in his footsteps.
Let's see. Jared says, Susan, it might be I need to go out to my garden and see if the plant marker is still there to be sure. Susan says, I heard they are good, never had them though. Aaron says, Susan, tell us about your jalapeno collection green, yellow, and purple. Oh, hey, Gapey. Or
What's up,
Paula.
Paula? Wait, what was wait, wait, how did it go back? Oh, I heard they were good, never had them though. Was that referring to the sweet apple? Because I'm right there with you. I had a plant labeled sweet apple that I got seeds from Dave, and I even told Dave about it. And this was one of the ones in my aeroponics that never actually grew really. It produced like 2 pods or 3 or something like that. It at least 2. But I remember the very first one, I took it to work and it was a sweet apple. So I'm all happy and it looks like a little, I don't know, reddish looking pod and it's kind of like dopey looking. And I was all happy about it. And it's supposed to be like not that hot and really good and flavorful. And so me and my buddy who's there, I was like, hey man, you want to try this with me? It's called Sweet Apple. I know nothing about it, but it's supposed to be low heat. And this was before I actually broke my taste buds. So he actually believed me when I said it wasn't that hot. And then so I ended up cutting it in half and he ate half and I ate half. And it lit us up. I mean, it was one of the hottest things I ever ate at that point. I'm like, what the heck is that? And then I came and I talked to Dave about it. I'm like, I have no clue what's going on, man. But that thing was really hot. Like I've had habaneros like every day for like a week, and this thing was like 10 times hotter than that. And I have no clue what it was. And the only thing he could come up with was maybe it crossed with a douglas or something. But yeah, and then I did one on camera, and it was pretty freaking hot. It was my mystery red pepper, is what I called it. But it was supposed to be the sweet apple. But it turned out I never had. Or wait, I may have like 1 or 2 sweet apple pods or peppers seeds left. That was the closest I got to sweet apple. So, but it was really hot because like my buddy, he was like, I don't know if I can trust you after this because he was like really freaking out about the heat and everything. And then after I came back and told him, I'm like, look. Apparently, like it must have crossed with something and it was cross pollinated or something happened because it's something else. And so won his trust back for a little bit. Then it totally dissolved and he didn't trust me ever again. I brought that Allegheny City Farm hot sauce to work. I'm like, dude, you got to try this. And he tried it. And he's like, what the heck is in there? I'm like, no. It's great, dude. Just keep eating.
Your mouth may be pretty no, but it's great. Just keep eating.
As cliche as it sounds, my friend was a black guy and like he's like 6 foot like 2 and like got dreads like all the way down like past his nipples but on the back of his back and yeah, oh, it was hilarious.
Let's catch up with the chat here. Orange jalapenos are my fave, says Paula. Susan says, I only have one jalapeno, the sriracha one. I think I got yellow from Batman somewhere, though. Jared says, I can eat whatever is ripe. I like to cook with peppers. I made potatoes with red bell and ahi amarillo the other day. That sounds good.
Potatoes with anything sounds good.
Yeah.
Irish, woo. I can say that, but we've been here for like 300 years, so I'm sure it wore off by now.
Yeah. And Susan says, Paula's orange jalapeno looked awesome. Love the way she stuffed them. Looks delish.
And that's why I made that weird face. I'm like, jalapenos and different style? Like, I know they have like orange and chocolate habaneros and stuff like that. But once I heard habanero, I'm like, or jalapeno, I mean, I was like, I totally forgot about that. They do have low end heat, different color, stripy things.
Hmm. Yeah,
I'm not.
because I got a whole bunch of jalapenos from a guy and dried all those up, and he was in the shop last night. And the rest that he had, he's already gone through. And I said, "Well, did you make any powders out of them?" And he says, "Nope, they're done for the year." And I said, "Well, would you like some of the powder that I made from what you gave me?" And he said, "Sure." So I ended up giving him a bag of it. I just love giving away powders, if you can't tell.
You should like make sure that like "Oh, I'll give you this powder, but you have to go ahead and get a camera set up when you first try it. Make sure you record like the first, minute and a half of you trying it. Then you can turn it off and do whatever you want, but send me the video clip."
I probably shouldn't say this story, but one of the guys that comes in likes to party with a bunch of people, and one of his friends has a habit of messing with drinks and stuff. Like he'll take and pour vodka into your beer and that kind of stuff as a joke. He got a bag of scorpion powder, got the guy back really good. Put a whole bunch of it into his beer, and when the other guy was in the bathroom, shook it up real well, set his can right back down where it was, and yep, he took a great big huge swig of it. Yeah,
Okay, I don't feel bad about that. Like we were saying earlier, that's just not cool when you like spike someone's drink.
yep. Get them back for doing what they're doing.
Even if it is in good spirits, I'm gonna throw a little vodka in there. That way he has a better time. Screw you.
Yeah.
Give him a shot. Do the peer pressure thing. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. You gonna do? Come on. You gonna do this, man? Come on. Like this. Come on. Hey, I bought this. Come on. You know the way everybody does it.
Yeah. Well, like the one guy that used to go over and use his friend's e-cigs all the time, and he put reaper powder or trini powder into his tank and set it there for his friend to try. His friend never tried his e-cig again.
What's seat sig?
Huh?
What was what you just said? Seat. Oh, that thingy.
Yeah, the e-cig. Yeah, put the powder into the juice inside, let it sit there, and just let it sit out. And his friend came over and, like clockwork, went over and grabbed his thing and started using it. Got 2 puffs into it before he was crying.
I agree, Jared. I've worked in a bunch of restaurants and I have never messed with anyone's food, no matter how much of a pain in the butt they've been.
Yep,
Never.
I'm at the same. I'm at the same way.
Yep.
Uh,
No, I'm sure mine's probably been messed with, but as far as anybody that in any restaurant, and I've never seen anybody in a restaurant ever mess with anybody's food.
yeah, neither have I.
I know it does happen. I've heard about it happening, but me personally, I've never seen it. None of the restaurants I've ever worked at ever messed with anybody's food at all.
Well, like Jared says, not cool to mess with someone's food or drink. Karma's a you know what, and laughing.
Yeah,
I
that's why I was
agree.
saying that. Yeah. That's why I go through every precaution I can. Like I'm an obsessive compulsive when I like if I'm working at a restaurant, I'm obsessive compulsive with washing my hands. Like, oh, I touched anything. I gotta go wash my hands. And like I'm just
Yeah.
constantly washing my hands.
Okay, so Aaron asked the question. Rob, vape question for you. Trying to find a good cigar tobacco flavored vape, but can't stand the fruity ones. Any recommendations?
That's a good
If you want an actual cigar flavor, I do an actual cigar extract in my shop. I have probably one of the best cigar flavors that you will ever taste anywhere in the world. The cigars that I use, I can't pronounce the name on them, but they're like $12 a piece for the little ones. And I use 2 of those and steep them for a month to get the flavor out, and then uh, run them through 6 sets of filters. and it comes out with the juice that is just, if you like the taste of a cigar, that's one for you. Otherwise, all these artificial flavors that try to get close to tobacco flavors and that kind of stuff, they don't hit it. But mine tastes like you're actually sucking on a cigar.
I don't like the taste of a cigar. I don't like. Well, I don't think I've ever tried pipe tobacco, but I love the smell of both of them. I
Yeah,
think it'd be like a great incense, but probably not for like, in your house. But
yeah,
like pipe
um,
tobacco, maybe. I love the smell of pipe tobacco.
yeah. The flavored ones definitely.
No, just like regular old man pipe tobacco. Like growing up, I knew like so many old men that just smoked a pipe, and like they would just have it in their mouth, and like they took one hit off of it, and it just had like that burnt smell, like what aromating, I don't know, doing,
Aromatic.
doing aroma things through the air, and like you could smell it, and I don't know, I just always loved the smell. I don't
Okay,
know.
Aaron's got a old face and the prayer hands. Okay, so not sure on that one. Jared says, I've had a few good cigars, mostly Cubans and Dominicans. Never had one of either, I don't think.
I'm I want to say I had a Dominican. I don't know. I bow out of this. I'm not going to say that I got anything, but I've had cigars. But I'm pretty sure I've been with people who gave me a cigar and said it was a Dominican. How about that?
Okay,
But no, I know nothing about cigars.
those
Cigars.
S.
I like when other people are smoking cigars, but for me, nah, it's so gross.
Jared says those acid cigars are amazing tasting too. Never had one,
Does it make you trip?
and no clue.
Chew on the end. The ends are dipped with acid. I guess LSD or whatever.
Aaron says cigars with a good cup of coffee or cognac are the best.
I've heard the cognac. Actually, no, I think I've heard coffee and tea too. But no, I would imagine cognac would be better. Just because you drink, you want to smoke kind of thing.
Yeah.
Get that smokiness, and they always say like cognac has that smokiness in it, and they've got a mix.
Okay, so just the brand is called acid. Okay.
So you're not gonna trip, everybody. Make sure you
Good.
go ahead and get that brand.
In YouTube algorithm, we are talking about a name brand, not
Yes,
yeah. Haha, joke, joke.
not a name drug.
Ah, you said the D word. Now you're gonna get flagged for sure. Kidding, of course. Teasing, of course. Ah, how did we get on this subject? It's pretty interesting.
But with the coffee, I don't know. I'm not. I figured, like, I always thought I was a giant fan of coffee, and just the more and more I think about it, like, I'm not that big of a fan of coffee. And all these people that are like, oh, I couldn't live without coffee. Like, no, I could live like months and months without coffee. Like, I don't know. I like when it's there, but other than that, like, if it's like, we don't have it, you got to go to the store to get it. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't start my day. I'm going to go to the store. Like, nah, I'm going to skip it. But I don't know. I don't have it in me for it. It's like, well, that and bacon. Bacon. Didn't I do a bacon rant already? Like how I hate bacon now? Like I love bacon, but it's so dang expensive. It's the price of steak now. It's like $4 for like 12 ounces. Like I can get a $4 1 ounce steak. Or
Yeah,
1 ounce, 1 pound steak, I mean.
yeah. Aaron says I dip the end of cigars in cognac.
I heard that's good
I've
too.
heard of people doing it with brandy too.
Yeah. I don't know if that would make it that much better, but does it burn better? Burn
No,
more even at
it,
first?
dip it in and you let it dry, and you get that flavor while you're smoking it. The flavor of the brandy or the cognac. Jared says, I went to Hawaii several years ago for a work deal, and the guy who put on the trip was from the Netherlands. He had a crate of Cuban cigars sent over, all different kinds. We
Nice.
were smoking cigars and sipping cognac. Eh,
If someone offered me a Cuban cigar, I would definitely try it. Like if they offered me any other cigar, I'd probably not try it. But if they offered me a Cuban, I'd probably try it just because, well, mainly I've never seen one, but well, actually no, I've seen Cubans, what people told me they were, but it's all taboo because it's illegal in the States because we don't like Cuba, so they can't have their stuff here. But no, I'd try one just to say I tried a Cuban. But after that, probably no, I'm good.
hmm. For me, sweet tea, always needed. See, I don't drink tea and I don't drink coffee, and I haven't had a cup of coffee since 1998, 99, somewhere in there.
That was
Still
before
didn't like
that was before the War on Terror.
it. Yeah. West PA Pyro. Peppers are long gone, but I still dug up a 60-foot row of potatoes. Hopefully that was pretty. That sounds good. Lots of potatoes. Aaron says the taste is amazing. Yeah, I can believe it. Ah.
I remember Dave asking you, West PA Pyro, where you were in PA. I don't remember hearing approximately in Western PA where you were from. I used to be from southeast Pittsburgh, or yeah, southeast Pittsburgh, like 20 minutes. Used to be. Then I fled. I made my way down to the south and never looked back. Oh, nice, just north. That's where my grandma used to live. She lived there forever. She was up south of Cranberry. She was what the heck, right outside of Butler. What the heck was the um Rob? You watch you watch Roadkill, right?
No, not really.
No, you don't watch Roadkill. You just watch
I've
Dirt.
seen a few episodes, but nothing really.
Uh, the one episode that they did, um, well, the later episode they did was the Boost Caboose, where they hooked up an engine on a trailer behind them to supercharge their engine, so they could like add more air into the engine. But before that, they went to Ohio and bought a car and went to Pennsylvania and did modifications, added leaf blowers in the back. I think three or they're starting off with a five. I think they ended up with three or four or something like that. And they supercharged a car with it and then raced it. And I looked up where they were actually at, and that was like, I forget what it was, like 8 miles from where my grandma lived. Well, where the guy's shop was, where they actually did the modifications. Because just enough clues in the show where I was like, oh, wait a minute. Like they gave out like, oh, Western Pennsylvania, and they were like giving away this and that. And then I think when they showed the side of the building, I like Googled that actual building and found out like, yeah, it was right down the street from my grandma. Like literally, like you go down the street like a mile and a half, cross the main highway, and then go like 3 miles, and that's where the shop was.
Cool. Jared says, I don't drink tea there, Rob, but I love coffee and beer. Lots of beer. And okay, so let's see. Cuban cigars are rip off the Dominican and Nicaraguan. All right, so West PA Pyro says Mars. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, yeah. That my mom was born in Mars. That was their opening line between my mom and my dad. My dad was like, "Hey, where are you from?" And she was like, "I'm from Mars." And my dad was like, "Yeah, I'm from Jupiter."
Oh,
My dad has really corny jokes. Maybe I've
okay.
heard that way too many times.
So Aaron says, use the same seeds as the Cubans, same families. Cool. West PA Pyro. I own a fireworks store in eastern panhandle of West Virginia.
God bless you. I probably bought a bunch of your stuff over the years.
Too bad you don't have M80s, and if you do, we need to talk.
I think they do there. Yeah,
I would
no,
love to
that's
get
the
my hands on some M80s.
well, that's a running joke in Pennsylvania. You can't get any. Well, I don't know. I'm talking from 17 years ago, but you couldn't get any kind of fireworks. You had to go out to like Ohio or West Virginia or anything to get some good stuff. And then you could get like mortars. You could get like M80s. You could get, anything better than a snake or a sparkler. That is
Yeah,
not.
Minnesota, they made anything that doesn't explode or leave the ground legal now as of a few years back. But we can't get fireworks or can't get firecrackers, can't get bottle rockets because they leave the ground. But anything that shoots a flame and sparks is good here.
Anything that can catch something on fire.
Yeah. And Jared says good Dominicans are essentially the same quality and taste of Cubans. Okay. I've never had one.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Oh man.
SPA power law just changed about 2 weeks ago in PA. For the good or the bad?
Yeah, for fireworks
Well, that's what we were talking about, I
or for
think.
or for Cuban cigars.
Good point. Two subjects going on at once. Now we're both sitting watching the chat to see which way it's going to go. Fireworks or cigars or back to peppers?
I assume fireworks.
Yeah. But then if we go back in the subjects further, the multicolored jalapenos, don't think I've seen any of those.
No.
Good. All 1.4 legal now. I don't know what that means. Fireworks. Don't know what 1.4 legal means.
1.4 meaning a stick of dynamite. One stick and a half of dynamite's legal. We could toss that in a pond.
Well, it might be paragraph 1, section 4 of the federal fireworks laws, and that might be a restriction area for whatever state. That's what I'm thinking 1.4 means. Section 1, paragraph 4.
We'll pause for the chat.
Yeah. So Devin did text me back.
Oh
He
yeah,
says his mouth isn't quite up to talking a long time right now. So,
a little too sore.
and it says, man, the stuff I did with fireworks when I was a kid. I should be missing a couple fingers. Yeah, so should I.
Tell me about it. We used to come down here to North Carolina and for like 4th of July, and we would go back. Not saying you could get them here in North Carolina then, but I think you can, or I know you can now. Well, you could 10 years ago. I haven't tried, but we would always come back with a whole pile of I got like half a brick of black cats, and like I got like this tiny box of like what they called M80s, but they were like those imitation M80s that just are really loud. And oh yeah, we would be blowing things up everywhere. I remember the very first time, like me and a bunch of my buddies, you know how like you would take like the pack of black cats, which would be like whatever it is, 16 or whatever, and you'd unravel them all, and you'd have that one master wick that you could set aside, and then all the other, like one of them would have like a long master wick on it as well, and then all the other ones had like crappy wicks, and you could light those things, and the master wick you could actually light it, hold it for a couple seconds, and then toss it, and then you'd be fine. But those little ones, you'd light them and you'd have to like immediately discharge them, and they would go off like 3 inches from your fingers.
Yeah.
I remember the very first time like that one went off in my hand. Looking back, it was actually like really good that something that small actually went off in my hand, because when I actually handled bigger fireworks later, I had a very big respect for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to light firecrackers and throw them, and I got my fingers about that far apart
Yeah, and they would
before
just
it blew up.
they would be like quarter inch away from your fingers, and they would be
Yeah.
like, but they're angled the right way, so they would be blowing up this way instead of like back at your finger. And
Yeah, I got lucky that time. It just stung for a couple hours.
I had friends that would hold them in their hands and let them go off because it would be the center of the firecracker that would
Yeah.
actually go off. And I had friends that would put them in their teeth and have them go off. And I was like, man, you guys are dumb. There's no way
Yeah.
I would do that. Now watch me with these tweezers held like on by a stick, and it's like 4 feet away from me while it goes off.
That's safer. Okay, so what's PA Pyro? Consumer fireworks like Roman candles, firecrackers, mortars, etc. Okay, so those are all now legal there. Cool. Acetylene bombs are a good thrill. Yes, especially if you mix them half and half with oxygen. And you're a little ways away when they go off. My welding teacher in high school showed us an experiment of full oxygen balloon and how it popped, full acetylene balloon and how it just went into flames, and an oxyacetylene one that shook the windows and set the fire alarms off and got the police called and got the fire trucks up there, and we got out of school for the rest of the day.
Sweet early day.
Yeah, he did like an 18-inch balloon with um, a model rocket igniter on the end of it. And it went off with such a bang that, yeah, they ended up closing the school down for the rest of the day. Granted, it was only 2 hours, but still.
Well, you gotta look at it. You use like an oxyacetylene torch. You turn the oxy on, it's just like a big flame.
Yep.
Or no, the acetylene, right? You turn that on, it's just a big flame. You turn the
Yep.
oxygen on, and poof, that stuff
Yeah.
turns blue.
Yeah.
Now we're ready to cut through some metal.
Yeah, a friend of mine used to do that with steel trash cans. You turn them upside down, put the torch underneath, and use the valves on the tanks, light it, or fill it for a while, shut the tanks off, and then he had a remote sparker spark it, and the trash can would shoot 50, 60 feet in the air. Mind you, it was out in the middle of a field, so nothing was getting damaged, and the fields had already been harvested, so no damage. His nearest neighbor was like 5 miles away.
We had, this was years and years and years ago. One of my cousin's boyfriend or whatever, I don't know who the heck it was, but someone outside the family like came down for 4th of July, and we were all like, I didn't even live here at this point, but we all came down, and he brought like a trunk full of fireworks, and he had like all like, they kept saying he has the real deal M80s, and I don't know what that actually means because I don't think I've ever actually seen them, but I remember after he left, we had like a bunch left over. My cousin was just screwing around. He had an empty paint can, and he went out and he put the firework on the cul-de-sac, and then set the paint can on top of it so the wick was sticking out. Lit the wick and walked away. Like he was gonna put it in his mailbox. He walked over and he was gonna put it in his own mailbox, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I've seen that in movies, and I don't think like if that's really a good firework, I don't think that's going to be a good one, because he thought it was just like a garbage M80. And I'm like, I don't know if it's really real. Maybe you shouldn't do that. So he's like, oh yeah, you're right. So he went and got the paint can, put that there, stuck the wick out, lit that thing. Man, that paint can went so far in the sky that it disappeared out of view. And when it finally came down, the bottom of it got blown out of it, and we never saw that again. But just what came down was just like a wrecked piece of can. It was the funniest thing. I was like, man, could you imagine if that was in your mailbox?
Yeah. West PA Pyro, we still have fun blowing pumpkins and watermelons.
Heck yeah.
I've blown up a few pumpkins, but not a watermelon.
Called the Gallagher effect. Just want to see those things blow.
Yeah. You can even slice onions with it, but you got to hit that sucker just right. If anybody's a Gallagher fan, they'll recognize that saying there.
Really not a Gallagher fan. I just know the reference.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've seen a bunch of his comedy, but he must have been good because I don't remember any of it. And I know, like, every good comedian, I don't remember a dang thing that they said. You come out of it and you're just like, wow, that was great. And like, if anybody was like, tell me one bit and I'll give you $1,000, you'd be like, like the guy, thing.
Yeah, the Gallagher thing. I've watched so many of the shows, and it's always, the end is always the same thing. And I forget what he calls that mallet, the food processor thing. It'll do this and do that and everything else, and it'll even straight slice onions. But you got to hit those suckers just right. But my sister went to actually see one of the shows, and she was in the front row, just a little bit to the left of where he was. She not only got the rain jacket, but she got the big plastic sheet too to put over her. And yeah, by the time he was done, the plastic in front of her was all covered in food.
Yeah, that doesn't appeal to me.
I'd hate to clean up that mess afterward.
Yeah, that would be a pain in the butt.
Yeah. Ah. So what other... Well, going back to the colored jalapenos, I don't think I've ever seen a colored jalapeno other than green.
I've seen white and something. Peach, maybe? I don't know. There's only a couple that I've seen.
Last PA Pro, gotta go. Talk to you next time. Alrighty, have a good night. Thanks for joining us.
I don't know, man.
Enjoy.
Legiomatic.
But to have a jalapeno that looks a different color, that could be interesting. I wonder if the flavors are different. I've seen purple, Charles says. Oh, the Sledge-O-Matic, yeah, it was a mallet, yeah. Yeah, the Sledge-O-Matic. Those were fun bits. Hey, Charles is a Gallagher fan too. Ah. Okay, so how do you crossbreed a jalapeno to be a jalapeno but give it different colors? Because if you cross it with something else to give it a different color, wouldn't it be a whole new pepper instead of a jalapeno?
Yeah, but it's all about what the mother plant is versus the father plant. So if the mother, I believe, holds most of the genetics, then that would be where you want the jalapeno, and then the father, if I got that right, would be something of Keller. and then you breed those together, and that way you get the jalapeno with the heat, but you get the Keller of the father, maybe.
That's a possibility. Charles says Dave did a review on the purple. Pray for Dave. Bow our heads in prayer for Dave.
Make sure you put that all over the Pepper Lovers forum. Make sure you put "Pray for Dave" all over, like, for the next couple days. Let him know he was missed. That'll be great. And then actually make it pray, like hashtag pray for, and then do the plus grown at home in WV. That way it actually messages him and lets him know, like, hey, you were mentioned.
It says, are we still hashtag praying for Dave? He's not even well enough to be in the live chat must be serious.
Yep, and that's why we got to put it all over the Pepper Lovers forum. Let them know that we're with them in this time of need.
So you bring up the PLC. So I have a question for Susan if you're here, or anybody else if you can tell me. I've made posts, and in my posts I've taken, like I did a special thanks to Dave, right, for the box of peppers that he sent me. But I don't know how to get his actual name to come up in blue for a link to link to him when I take and add something like that. So can somebody tell me how you do that? And I know this is off topic, but a lot of people here are also members of the PLC, so
just like
maybe somebody else knows.
With Google Plus and everything like that, you just do plus and then type in like grown, and it should pop right up.
It's that easy?
Yep. Yeah, other things are at this one on Google on Pepper Lovers, it's plus. So just put plus like grown, and usually I follow Dave. So as soon as I type GR, like it just pops up like, do you mean Dave? Grown at home in West Virginia?
Okay.
But sometimes it doesn't pop up. And like when I tried to add Susan, even though she didn't want to be added to the live chat, like sometimes it just won't pop up. So like if Susan would like to be added, she would have to give me the email address that she uses for Google Plus, and then you type that in. And then once you do that, then all of a sudden Google Plus is like, oh, this person you've been following for years? Oh, right. Yeah, that one. But before that, they're just like, we have no clue what you're talking about. You mean like Susan Sarandon? You mean, just like all kind of crazy stuff. And yeah, plus grown.
Okay, so yeah, Paula says, I sometimes have a hard time doing that too. I just type plus and their name, and sometimes it will come up and sometimes not. It helps if you follow them, I think. Well, I'm following Dave, so yeah. All you have to, Susan says, all you have to do is.
No, I believe for that to actually happen, you have to be following them, or the person you're talking about is really popular. So it would pop up like, did you mean PewDiePie or, whatever. But no, yeah, definitely. But yeah, you have to be following them. But even if you're following them, sometimes it won't pop up. It'll be just like, I have no clue who you're talking about. That person you talked to last night? No clue. Can't find them. But anyway,
Yeah,
sorry, Rob. Go ahead.
I was going to say, well, you'll see why I'm laughing in a second. So Susan says, all you have to do is add the plus sign before the name. Charles says, plus grown. Charles says, or after today, plus pray for Dave.
Someone should start an account. Pray for Dave.
Yeah. Jarrett says, I can't figure out G+. It seems too much more difficult than Facebook.
I'm lost on Facebook.
Yeah, so am I. I can get on and read what's on a wall, but I only do it about every 6 months.
I have been not an addict since 2013. Well, no, I went on there twice since 2013 on Facebook. Mind you, pray for Dave. It was all for Dave. I went on there to like his Grown at Home in West Virginia site, and then he had, I forget, it was last year, he had something new that was popping out. Like it was powders, I think. And I went in there and like plus one his thing. So I went on there twice, but only for Dave. Pray for Dave.
Cool. Susan also says, if you can't find them, go to their page at the top and copy and paste the last 21 numbers after the hashtag or the slash. Then they come up. So that's up in the address bar.
Gotcha.
Paula says, what's that, Susan? You type plus and that number and it comes up. Susan says, use their number. Yes, Paula. What? That's crazy. How did you figure that out? Because the last 21 numbers are your user number.
I feel like you're reading me a book.
Anthony says, can you create King create a Facebook recently. Okay. Susan, after you send it, their name gets replaced. And then goes on to say, haha, looked it up when I couldn't find someone. Cool. Live on Facebook. Oh, hashtag pray for Dave. I'm there too. We're friends on Facebook.
Oh, great! Because I sent him that the picture of everybody saying "Pray for Dave" and everything, and he sent me back. Actually, let me tell you what he said. He sent me back a message. I didn't respond though. That way, it keeps him in the dark. He said, "Ha ha 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 ha. What did you say to them?" I'm like, nah, I'm live. I don't have time to respond to you, so I'll get back with you tomorrow, buddy.
Oh. Paula says I joined the FB, so Facebook group today. Aaron says, do I have a website for my shop or email I could contact you? Contact me through Google Plus, and I can get back to you through there. And I'll get you an email address because I don't want to say it publicly here. But yeah, I had a website for the shop, but nobody really looked at it. So about 2 months ago, I canceled it. Let's see, going on. Susan says, I don't use Facebook. I'm with Susan. Yay!
I don't use Facebook either. Well, I guess I have one. It's private, but I haven't used it. Oh, and Paula, you're asking me about Instagram. I made another post. Now I have two.
Hmm. Okay, so Paula says that puts up the address for the Facebook groups. I may get Instagram though. Okay, from Susan. Jared, I just sent King a friend request right now, laughing out loud. Paula, I'm most active on Instagram, but I have it set to also copy to my Facebook. Uh-oh.
And by the way, everybody that
Girlfriend.
has a wrench, you can put a link to your Instagram or your Facebook or anything like that. That's what that wrench means. You have the ability to put links in. Whereas everybody else gets denied because they think it's spam. So technically, you could spam us right now and just put all kind of crazy links if you wanted.
But just remember, other people have wrenches too. Pepper Donkey is on Instagram. Cool. Paula says,
Yeah,
good job.
that's what prompted that. Put Pepper Donkey's Instagram up there, Aaron.
Anthony says, I have everything but Twitter. Paula says, do you have hello? Laughing out loud. Charles posted it on PLC. Pray for Dave.
Oh, that's so great.
Susan says, can I throw my wrench at someone?
Sure.
And yes, Susan, we know you're just kidding. A virtual wrench throw across the internet. Yeah.
Oh. Like that.
Like that. I'll be back in a moment.
Alrighty. Oh, that was weird. I forgot. I went off of Hangouts. There we go. There's Pepper Donkey's Instagram. Wait, I think I have mine. I don't have a lot of people followed on Instagram. I don't know how the heck to add people. How do you do that? Over here? Nope, that's not it. Pepper Donkey. Yeah, that's it. I'm following Pepper Donkey. I hope you wouldn't get in trouble. I don't think Susan's going to take that down. That's just good fun. Everybody needs to pray for Dave. Make sure you do it on Twitter, on Facebook. Well, Dave doesn't really read Twitter or Instagram, but wait, I think his wife follows Instagram. So yeah, maybe do it on Instagram and Facebook and the Pepper Lovers. Uh, nah, Charles, I'll vouch for you. It's all cool. It's all my idea anyway. Wait, and Charles have did that thing again. Okay. I just threw a wrench at you too, Charles. Man, it is gonna be nothing but a conversation with a bunch of people with wrenches in here soon. Just about everybody has a wrench. And like I said, that means that you were a moderator. One thing that I will say is I don't want any moderator to like delete any tweets or any messages unless they're your own. I don't want to censor anybody. I don't know. I don't really believe in censorship. Like you can make fun of me all you want in the chat and I will fight for you to do that. Just, you know, be nice or whatever. But be nice and make fun of me. That might not make sense. But anyway, no, the whole wrench idea is now you can promote yourself. So make sure you throw a link of whatever you want to promote, your YouTube channel, your Instagram, your whatever. And that way everybody else can check it out and make sure they hit you up. I don't think I have. Are you following me on Instagram, Paula? Back over here. Ah, wow. Nice followers there, Paula. I'm now another one. Miss anybody else? Oh, Paula, you talking to me? Reptos TV on, yeah. See, did I miss anybody else? I'll put a Facebook up. I'm not really into Facebook. But no, yeah, throw your Twitter, your Twitter link, your Twitter page, whatever. Throw that up, your Instagram, all that stuff. I'll follow you back. I don't think I got a bunch of people following me on Instagram. A lot of the cannabis people love me on Instagram, even though I only have 2 Instagrams. What do you call that? Posts? Okay, yeah, I got 2 posts, and they're both of my dog, and they're both looking all cute and everything. And I don't know, I guess everybody that likes cannabis loves pit bulls all curled up, all looking all cute, like all sleepy. So. Yeah. I used to be a Twitter geek and like my main Twitter page, like I actually had like a decent following and stuff. Actually, I forget what your number was, but I think you're way above what I was. But no, I had like a decent following and stuff. But I don't know, I got so Twittered out. Like I did it so much and then I just hit this point where I just kind of like wanted to stop doing social media altogether and just stuck with the like YouTube, and then I did Pepper Lovers, and then I don't know. Hey, look, it's Rob, and he's back, and he's got interesting things to say.
It's flipping cold out there.
I bet.
I didn't put a sweater or anything on, and I was out on the back step watching him so he doesn't take off. So yeah, 10 minutes. No, well, not even 10 minutes. However long. Oh, so what did I miss?
I was encouraging everybody to throw their Twitter and Instagram, YouTube, whatever, anybody with a wrench, throw their links up that way everybody can follow them. Which I don't know if you're on Instagram, but I just followed Paula on Instagram and Pepper Donkey on Instagram.
People have tried to get me to get on those and just never do. Like Charles says, I'm only on Google Plus. Uh-huh. Well, can't you say you're on PLC too? Is that Google Plus or?
It's an extension. Yeah, because it's a Google Plus community.
Okay, because, yeah, the Hangouts is part of it, and PLC is part of it. Plus has it, a bunch of other stuff.
Well, YouTube is Google, so that becomes kind of part of it, but it's completely different. And like you only know that if you're doing a live stream where you have to use YouTube, but you have to use Google Plus Hangouts to actually do it. Then you're like, oh, right. Yeah, they are separate. Because otherwise, YouTube would be like, you want to go live? You want to add your friends? Go ahead. Like, but no, you got to like open up Hangouts. You got to like figure out how to do it.
Jared says, I mostly do Facebook and Instagram. Joined G Plus because of Pepper Lovers. Me too. I'll admit it. I have a few vids on YouTube too. I think I have 80 now.
80 videos?
Yeah, I think as of today's video. You probably didn't even watch it.
No, I watched it. I didn't comment, but I watched it. I gave it a thumbs up.
Cool.
Yesterday's video was 825 for me.
Cool.
Maybe.
Sitting there barking, Churzlin looks at me and wags his tail. That's a good boy you is, Murph.
My dog doesn't even move. There's a dog here. See? Little puppy dog. She's sleeping.
He says, I want to be on camera too for a minute. Well, maybe a little bit almost. The Murph man. Yeah, that's you. Yes, that's you. Yeah. I know.
Hey, Jared, it's not that hard. It's like pretty much on the Hangouts. No, I was thinking Google Plus, but no, with the Hangouts, it's kind of the same exact as Google Plus, except for like with Hangouts, you just have to like know who you're trying to get a hold of. And like Susan said a while back, if you just check out the numbers after their extension on them and put that in, that will work. I'm gonna start doing that now on. It's a good idea.
Trying to get you to look at the camera, Murph. You don't want to. Okay, fine. So what part of can't figure out Hangouts? Okay, Fred, Jared. All right. Charles, my dogs are going crazy at the TV now. Was that from Murph barking? I watched both your vids today while I ate my lunch at work. Hopefully, it was good entertainment for during lunch.
It wasn't from my dog.
Nah.
I think she's made a noise this entire time.
Yeah, this guy's a little. He likes to bark, don't you?
Oh,
Yes, I talked about you.
yeah, she likes to bark, but there's usually a reason. Like the neighbor's cat on the back deck. That's always fun.
There. Now you can see his cute little face. He's like, "What are you doing to me?" Ugh.
And Susan said use the plus and then the number that you find after the slash on their actual address bar of their homepage, I guess.
Yeah, you go to their page and the address bar, 21 characters at the end of it, after the slash. Copy and paste those numbers, go to your comment, put the comment in, put a plus, and then that number, and when it gets posted, it'll change it over automatically to that person's name.
Yep.
That's how I understand it.
Jared already understands before we even actually started explaining it.
Well, that's because Susan explained it well.
Exactly. That's how I got it correct. I was just repeating what she was saying. Yep. Yeah, no space.
So, what's Susan's reason for not joining us tonight?
She has to get up early for work.
But then she would be sleeping now.
Well, it's only 9 o'clock. She doesn't have to go to bed yet.
Outer space. Oh, the fun stuff. Ah. I'm not ready for winter.
No, me neither.
Tell Mother Nature she can have it back for a couple more months.
When it actually went down in like the 50s and like the 40s and stuff, I was actually thinking that, yeah, I'm really not ready for wintertime at all. Like it has to get back up to the 70s. And then today it went back up almost 70. So I don't know. Positive thinking works. So now that I did that, I'm just going to keep thinking that every day. And I'm sure it'll be 70 like the rest of the way through the winter.
Jared says,
Actually, you're right.
Susan couldn't join because she was hashtag praying for Dave.
For Dave.
Somebody needs to invent a spacesuit that we can wear around that would be lightweight and heated and air conditioned, so it was perfect temperature wherever you went.
No.
Oh man, because then it'd be perfect temperature. It could be minus 50 outside and you'd be roaming around just like normal.
No, I'm not really for that. As much as that sounds like something I would be a part of, nah. I would just rather the temperature be warm. Like Al Gore always said global warming was going to happen. It's going to like happen like now, but it's still getting cold and we're getting like record winters. This is not cool, Al Gore. Like didn't I send him money to like make it warmer? And like now it just keeps getting colder. That I don't understand it. But you know, no, obviously that was a joke. But
Yeah.
but no, I mean, come on. I'd rather have it warmer than colder. That's my only problem with global warming is like it might be a problem or anything, but I'd rather get global warming than global cooling. Global cooling will kill everything, but global warming might have some plants growing in Canada in like January. Give those guys a year-round climate; it'd be okay. So what?
Yeah.
So what if Florida becomes a desert? You know.
Okay, Charles says, yes, Jared, pray for Dave. Susan says, smiley face, finger up, smiley face, okay. Jared says, I really hope Dave watches this later and reads the chat comments. Haha. Only one problem. The chat comments don't show up. That's why I'm reading who all the people are that say it and what they're saying. That's why I'm putting all their names in. Charles says,
but I
it
believe
always goes in cycles.
But I believe if you copy the address and then, or maybe I'm wrong on that.
I tried it last time, right before it even went off the screen, and it didn't show up.
Oh, okay. Dang.
Jared says it's climate change now, not global warming.
Oh,
says,
right.
right now, our major concern is to pray for Dave.
Absolutely. Oh man.
The interesting thing is, Dave is probably one of the most people or popular people on tonight's show, and he's not even here.
So make sure you go to Facebook and Twitter and or not Twitter, Instagram and Pepper Lovers Community and say pray for Dave. Oh man, it's too great.
I wonder. Oh, you can take and when the chat's done or when the show's done, you can go back through and copy out all of the text of the chat.
Yeah, I've heard big YouTubers talk about that, and that's why I was thinking the copy the web address kind of thing. But apparently you can do that somehow. But I don't know how to do that. I've never done it. Usually those people that I'm talking about that do that, they usually do their live streams and then they do not have it public afterwards. That's the main thing where I was thinking like, hey, make sure. That's great, Charles. I just went to Pepper Lovers. But yeah, he's just got to pray for Dave right there, right top corner. Perfect.
Well, I just made a full copy of the text up until now and copied it, and I'm trying to paste it into Word. It kind of just put everybody's icons up. No text. Darn, I was hoping that would work. Oh well, it was worth a shot. Okay, I'm back. What did I miss?
You were trying to copy the chat.
Yeah, didn't work.
And it didn't work. Well, there you go.
Can you watch the live stream and Hangouts without the delay? Try Notepad++. I don't think I don't know if I have plus. Watch the stream in Hangouts without the delay.
Yeah, if you come on.
Yeah, I was just going to say you'd have to be on with us in order to do that.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking, Susan. Like, that kind of sounds creepy. I was liking that the chat was gone. I don't even write things in the chat.
Okay, Alex. Notepad works. Entire thing.
Uh-oh, Susan. Our fears are being realized.
Huh, interesting.
Now I'm never going to be able to run for president.
No, me either.
Wait, what am I saying? A reality star just won.
Susan says, I was going to stop talking if this was recorded. Haha.
That's what I said.
But I'm reading everything off, so it's being recorded. Wouldn't that count?
You could say that it's conjecture or hearsay. That's what I would say. I got to consult with my lawyer. Hang on.
Yeah, but if you take a look at it being copied into a text editor, who says that couldn't be manipulated too? So that
Well,
wouldn't stand up against anything.
according to Google, that's what they do with every video. It has an algorithm that actually translates everything into text form,
Right.
and you are actually it'll go through and look for key words in text, which is kind of weird
Yeah.
because you gotta be really good at that.
Yeah, the voice recognition software.
Yeah, and if you think that is crazy, go into facial recognition, they can like they can tell you by your shadow. And not meaning like you're big around and they can see like no, they can tell you by like the gait of your walk and like your shadow and from a satellite.
Yeah. Yeah, there's satellites out there strong enough to be able to focus in on a car and
See
read the
this?
license plate off it.
See this thing? Totally made of tinfoil.
Uh-huh, sure.
Did I wake you up?
Like we're gonna believe that.
I said tinfoil and you're like, what? They trying to get to me? Do I need to put on my tinfoil hat? I took it off to take a nap. What are you doing?
So what's next on the agenda?
I didn't have an agenda, so I don't know. Too cheap. Can't avoid. I can't avoid the lead upgrade. It's stuck with the tin foil. It's like 99 cents for 25 feet. Do a bunch of layers. Works the same, right?
It depends on what kind of signals you're trying to stop.
You saying they upgraded? I've been
Well, it
getting
depends on the signals that you're trying to stop.
I've been getting information from like the early 70s. Like they made progress since then.
Well, yeah,
Uh-oh.
because aluminum foil doesn't block a radio wave.
No, I know. That's why I always thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Exactly, Charles. Oh, wait. I forgot. I got to go back and.
Charles says, my agenda is to pray for Dave.
Yeah, I forgot to give a +1 over there.
Yeah, that'll stop radiation, and I don't know if it stops radio signals or not. So now Jared is saying, yes, we need to take a minute to hashtag pray for Dave. I tried to add a little bit of emphasis to that. We need to pray for Dave.
Pray for Dave. It's funny because it kind of sounds like pray for days. You know, like the kids would say, like, we need so many prays. We need to pray for days, you know, like that kind of thing. But it's pray for days.
Alex is requesting a minute of silence to pray for Dave.
All right. Actually, I got to go to the bathroom, so that's a good idea.
Okay. Well, now I know what it's like to be on the show by myself. So yeah, and I'm not going to take a minute of silence. We can all do it silently to ourselves.
What are you doing here, man? It was a minute of silence. Like you gotta take a minute of silence.
I can't hear you. Well, we could pray for days for Dave. Oh, that's a good one. So if he gets on and he watches this, I bet you he's going to be cracking up the whole entire time. I know. Usually, I take and go back through and watch them, just to see, how things went from the, the other perspective. When everybody's talking and their video pops up or their image pops up. See, when I'm talking and it's just Rev and I, all I see is Rev. It never changes. Susan says, pray for Rev. and I could make a comment of, I'm just going to leave that one alone. Yeah, laughing out loud, out loud, out loud, out loud. Yeah, that's a good one. So, Susan, when are you going to come on and join us? You should give us a time, and we could probably arrange it. Susan, Rev will have a nice message, I'm sure. Yeah, well, yeah. And Susan says, I'm camera shy. In all honesty, so am I. It took me a bunch of courage to get up to actually sit and do this. I'm actually a pretty shy person myself. But I figure I know Rev well enough to where I can sit and talk to him, and that's pretty much what I'm doing. And then I see everything flash on the side. I don't think about 8 million people watching me, because there aren't 8 million people, but you know what I mean. And now that I think about that, I start sinking down on my seat thinking, oh boy, who's all watching? She can come on, but with shadow or silhouette. Hey, that's an idea. Yeah. In fact, you could come on without a camera, I believe, and just do voiceover. That would be easy. Like when I first started doing the videos, if anybody goes back and watches my early videos, there were a whole bunch of them that I didn't even have my face in. And then it took me a while to actually get to the point where I'd put my face on there. And then at that, when I did that, I was talking like a mile a minute and nobody could understand what I was saying because I was talking way too fast. You know, like that. So, yeah, I've come a long way since then. So you can be shy. We're talking to Susan, by the way.
Oh, I know. And I heard the whole thing. And Susan is the entire reason why you're looking at my face right now, because she wanted to see my face. I put up a video of me eating a habanero, and that was the beginning of me being on camera. That was at video 600 and something. So if that gives you any idea of how camera shy I am, and the first 100 were like no voice at all, it was like, hey, look, there's a deer. But you never heard me say there's a deer. It was just me looking at a deer, like, zoom in, zoom in. And like, it took me a while to actually put my voice on there.
Yeah, Anthony says she can come on, but with a shadow or silhouette, and then says, like on TV when you block identity. Charles says pixelated. Anthony says, point the camera at the floor. Susan says, haha, thanks, guys. Charles, what's a voice scrambler? And Susan's laughing at Charles. And I remember that. So, see, Susan, you could be on right now.
It was Susan and
pixelated silhouette with the camera pointing at the floor and a voice scrambler on top of it. Nobody would know that it was you, except we would say it was you. Oh no! See, now that's
even better. Get that picture of Kang and like put that in front of your face. That would be even better. We'll just advertise it all over the Pepper Lovers community. Kang will be on live with us tonight, and then we'll have you show up, and you'll just have a picture of Kang over your face. That'd be hilarious. Hi, I'm Kang. I'm growing great peppers and doing awesome crosses. You wouldn't believe what I'm getting into this year. You should subscribe to my channel.
Yeah. Susan says, dang peer pressure. Yeah, well, us eating hot things, that's peer pressure too.
Hey.
So it goes both ways.
I remember eating a peach ghost last week.
Uh-huh. Jared says, Rev, I just went on G Plus and commented hashtag pray for Dave on your post for the live chat, laughing out loud.
Nice. Yeah.
Charles, Susan could be saying pray for Dave. Yeah. Anthony says, King poser. And Susan's laughing at him. Yeah, but see, peer pressure can work two ways. Like, come on, Rob, go eat that pepper. Just go eat it. Go eat it. And like, Reb, hey, Reb, just go eat it. Go eat it. So, hey, Susan, come join us. Come join us.
And there comes Susan back. Uh, I was just thinking kind of the same way like Brando had that Batman mask on the other day.
Susan's trying to change the subject by saying, hey, speaking of eating pods and Reaper powder, what's happening tonight, guys? Yeah, we're praying for Dave and trying to get you to join us.
That's 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 the whole goal of this live stream. Pray for Dave.
Paula says, yeah, since you didn't eat anything Monday. Susan says, IKR. Oh, I know, right?
No, right?
Where's that hot sauce? Hey, did you ever try that hot sauce on the? Ooh.
Well, one I can't do until Dave's here, and that's what we're doing today is praying for Dave.
Yeah, it's hard to eat things when you're praying for Dave. Alex says we got 10 likes and we get 10 likes and Susan will join live.
I bet she'll join if we got 20 likes. But no, I still have the Allegheny City Farms Harvest Edition that Dave challenged me to do live last year. I did it and then challenged him, and he never did it. And he actually brought it back up this year, like, didn't you challenge me to that last year? And I was like, yeah. He's like, maybe I'll do that live on the live stream. And then when this new bottle got here, I was like, I'll do it with you. So just so you know that we could add that into the Pray for Dave thing. Pray for Dave. Maybe we'll actually one day do the Harvest Edition on air live someday.
Jared says, I need to try that Trinidad scorpion powder still, but I'm scared. It's some good stuff. Nice flavor to it, but it comes up and sucks you upside the head a little bit.
But it's good.
Yeah, Susan frowned at Alex and is just joking, of course, for that. We get 10 likes and Susan will join us. Will join live comment, I believe it's
hit
for.
that like button, everybody.
Paula says, I'm scared to try my PPP sauce too. Okay.
Figure out all the P's. What's the PPP?
The sauce, the Allegheny City Farms harvest stuff. Is that what she's referring to? But I don't know where the PPP comes from.
No, because that would be Allegheny City Farms. That'd be ACF. PP? I don't know. Probably another really hot sauce.
Paula's Peach Pain. Oh.
Yeah, her hot sauce. Nah, that's why she said my PPP.
Yeah. You know, Paula, we get to get you on here too.
I did hit the like button as I was praying for Dave.
So, you know, Paula, if you wanted to try it live with us, we would let you. All it takes is a quick little invite. Yeah, no, that's okay. I guess is a okay, but we'll let you. Yes, Paula. She's not shy. Susan's trying to put it off her and onto Paula now. So how about both Susan and Paula? Huh? How do you know Susan? Huh? This is getting to be an interesting conversation.
Just change their. I should say a minute.
Charles, when is Dave going to try my hot sauce? Anthony says, how many people can be live at one time?
See, that's why we got to pray for Dave.
Anthony, I have seen that these go as high as 12 people. Yeah, I was going to try and change my microphone today to this thing to see if it would work. Where's Dave? Should we pray for him too? Oh, Devin. Devin had some teeth removed on Monday. He's still a little bit out of it in the painkillers, so he's not thinking quite straight yet. So he was debating about coming on tonight, but he says he's a little too lightheaded for it at the moment.
Should we pray?
And Charles says we should, Jared.
Pray for Dave, pray for Devin.
Yeah, he'll be back at work tomorrow again, tomorrow and Friday. So,
by the way, if you refresh the page, you'll actually see the title of the live stream has been changed to "Praying for Dave Live."
oh. Yeah, you don't even have to refresh it. I just went and looked, and it's already changed.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Pray hashtag pray for Devin too.
Oh, now this is getting interesting.
Oh, look at that. The stakes have been raised.
Jared says, okay, hashtag pray for Devin too. And Anthony says, well then, if Susie and Paula goes on, it's a party. I will join them too, laughing out loud. And Charles says, but now, let's keep praying for Dave.
So hilarious. Pray for Dave. Stop, buddy. What are you doing?
I should move my camera over next to the chat, but my pop filter would be in the way.
What was that? I missed that.
I said I should take and move my camera over by where the chat is, but if I put it there, then my pop filter would be in the way. I guess I could move the microphone up over my head more. I don't know if that sounds... Oh, that sounds a little... Okay. Yeah, this is where I like it. This is nice and loud.
Yes, keep praying for Dave. That's so great.
She's trying to distract us away from the peer pressure of getting her to join us. Because notice, tonight she didn't say she was at work or anything like that where she couldn't.
No, that's Monday. Wednesday, she's free.
See, now the truth comes out. The truth has been reiterated. We know the facts.
She doesn't want to.
I know, but we can still tease about it a little bit.
I'm still camera shy, by the way, Susan. Why do you think I keep looking over here at my screen? I don't look at the camera that's right here staring me in the face. See, look, Charles will join in right after Susan, Paul, and Anthony. See, now we're talking about a party.
And if we take into consideration that the chat's been, the last few shows have been same people for the most part, and we're all getting to know each other. Therefore, aren't we all becoming more and more friends? And if we're becoming more and more friends, then the shyness should go away. And if the shyness should go away, then you should be able to get on. Because wouldn't it be more like talking to friends than strangers?
I don't know.
That's when you say, yep.
I was going to say that you sold me. But no, I'd rather talk to strangers. People that don't know me. That's why I'd made YouTube videos. I never told anybody what my YouTube channel was. Nobody that I know actually follows me on YouTube. Nobody in like, around here. Like I've never been like, yeah, I'm on YouTube. You should check me out. Like it's this channel. I've never said that. I said it to one person. It was a dude from I almost said Russia. He wasn't from Russia. Where was he from? Moldova. Yeah, he was from Moldova. I'm like, yeah, you should follow. I only told him because he was looking at me. I was refreshing my screen, just checking out like if my video went live. He's like, you have a YouTube? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'll follow you. I'm like, okay. That's like the only person in real life that I know.
So Susan says, when did this become a theory class, Rob? No, not a class. That's just how I think. I think outside the box in unusual ways. Anthony says, I'm just lazy. Laughing out loud, of course.
And Charles says, you should be praying for Dave.
With all these things coming up saying praying for Dave, you know what? He's going to have to come on here and find out what it's all about.
I hope so. Oh, I wish I would have been smart enough to, like, at the very beginning to just say, like, if you really want to know what this is all about, make sure you watch all the way till the end. Because that's where the explanation will come. And then when we get to the end, it'll just be like, all right, we're out of here. See you later, everybody. Bye. No explanation.
Yeah, but now you just put it in the video, so now nobody's going to watch the last half hour.
You got to make it all the way to here to find out my motives.
Yep.
Get this far. Hey, you deserve a sneak peek.
And if you're this far, you may as well watch the next half hour.
Might as well join in.
Yeah, have some fun.
Yeah, hit that thumbs up for praying for Dave. I only see 6 thumbs up, so only 6 people care about praying for Dave. Pretty sure I can name them in the chat.
Unfortunately, you're wrong again. There's 7.
7 what?
Thumbs up.
Oh. Well, it was 6 when I looked.
Yeah, but I just clicked it.
That should be like the very last thing I do, Charles, is like scroll all the way to the very top of the chat and just roll through all the chat and see how many times it says pray for Dave. That should be how we go out tonight. We'll do that at like quarter till. Scroll to the top. 1, 2, 3. But I don't know. More importantly than how many times it's in the chat, it would be better how many times it's on Facebook and Pepper Lovers. Like, and I don't mean like start your own post, like make sure you pray for Dave. Like who did that? Jared? Was that Jared? Let me make sure that was right. No, Charles did. But I don't mean just like that. But also just when he's mentioned in other posts, just make sure you like, hey, Dave sent me some seeds or a box of heat or, whatever. Make sure you go in and be like, oh, man, I hope you're okay, Dave. Pray for Dave.
And he's going to see every one of those.
I got these I got these seeds from Dave, and now look at these pods I produced. Yeah, and like you go in there like, oh, my God, pray for Dave. And like start like some kind of crazy epidemic. People are gonna think he's in the hospital or something.
Oh, I could just see the imagination of some people and it growing and exploding and being all over. Yeah, that could be interesting.
Next thing you know, it'll be on like a review on KCD Live or what the heck was that website? KCD was it KCDlive.com? It was pinned yesterday. It was the Pepper database. You'll see someone like reviewing like a Sugar Rush Peach, and then at the end, like, just pray for Dave. Although I guess you got to get pre-approved by admin, so maybe that won't make it through. I don't know. Someone get word to Christopher. Let him know. Is he the one running that?
Jared says, I just got an email from Primo's Peppers. My seeds shipped, apparently at 10:30 p.m. Haha.
That's a
Well, that's when they printed the tag anyway.
that's a normal time for seeds to be sent.
Yeah, because I know if I take and print a tag at the shop, the time that the tag is printed is the time that it says that it's shipped.
Yeah, that bugs the crap out of me.
Yeah,
People
me
do
too,
that.
especially when somebody holds on to it for 3 days.
Exactly. They printed out like I had that. They held on to it for almost 2 weeks before they shipped it.
Yep.
Horrible. I think
Yeah, I get vendors that'll do that too. They'll take and enter in the order, and then 5 minutes later, you get a email with the shipping tag on it, with the tracking number on it. So you go and check the tracking number, and 4 or 5 days later, it hasn't moved, it hasn't been picked up or anything.
oh
Drives
no,
me nuts.
like that's my point. Like, don't even send me that. Like, don't even print that thing up until you're ready to like put it in the post office. Cause I'll be sitting there for an hour after you sent me that. Like, how come it didn't move? How come they didn't like say it was accepted? What's going on? Just keep clicking it over and over. Like, why is and like you said, 5 days later, I'm like, still, why is it not moving? Like refreshing every half hour. Just tell me
That's
you
it.
made it
I
to the
mean,
post office.
I stopped doing tags like that, so I just fill mine out and I go to the post office. And when I drop it off, that's when the tracking number happens, and that's when the thing is officially shipped. And I go back and send the person the tracking number on it so that they know, so they can track that it's coming.
Although I do have to say the absolute worst shipping I've ever had was from Groupon. The one and only purchase I ever got, that drone, if you ever saw that on my channel, I got that from Groupon. It took like a month and like 4 days to get to me. It was the slowest shipping I've ever seen. And not only that, but like, like I said, I was like, all right, the next day I'm like, I can't believe like they said it was like crappy shipping and it was like 7 to 10 business days. And I'm like, man, that's way too long, but whatever. And like the next day, like made it to the post office. I'm like, all right, this is great. And then next thing you know, it took this like epic like 28-day trek across America. And it was like 1 week and it made it all the way from LA all the way to like somewhere around Pittsburgh, which was weird because that's where my buddy also ordered the exact same thing. It made it right around Pittsburgh, somehow veered all the way down to like Kentucky. And then from there, it just stopped and it didn't move for like a week. And then it finally started slowly making it up. It made it to my buddy in like a week or two before me, but mine it went all the way to like Massachusetts and then it came back down. I think it went past me to like South Carolina and then finally it came back. It made it to like the state capital. And then from there, they stopped carrying it. It was FedEx and they're done. Now it became the local mail. Then like the 2 week trek began. I'm like, what? Like normal mail does not take 2 weeks from the state capital. It takes 3 days. But no, it took forever. I ended up returning it, getting all my money back, like mainly on principle. Like I can't deal with that. I actually wrote a review for one of the first times, and I actually called up FedEx. I yelled them out and called up the local mail, complained to them. I was like, why is this even a shipping option? 30 days, like 38 days or whatever to like get somewhere from LA to, the other side of the country. That's crazy. I could have got it faster there if I had a Conestoga wagon.
I ordered a bunch of bearings from a company in China for my fidget spinners that I make. 7 weeks it took to get here. I couldn't make any fidget spinners for those 7 weeks for that those bearings are going to be from. I had to go buy them somewhere else and get them in 3 days in order to keep supplying my fidget spinners. And 7 weeks, no.
Oh, I've had that. Yeah, when you get that shipping from China or Japan, or actually, usually it's always Hong Kong or China. Japan usually is a lot quicker.
Yeah,
But no, I've had that. And it's like, oh yeah, we'll have it to you in like 4 weeks. You're like, really? Come on.
Graham popped on. Hey, Graham.
What's up, Graham?
Hope y'all are doing good. I'm doing fine. Haven't talked to you in a while.
I'm doing fantastic. Everybody is praying for Dave. I'm not going to give any background to that. That's all the information we're giving you.
Delisa, Susan, that you made me is amazing. Delisa? Or are you saying lazy? Italy. Seeds from Mojo take about a month, says Charles.
Oh yeah, I sent candy to a vlogger that I liked in Ireland, and that took a month and a week. But that made more sense. It was going across an ocean, across the U.S. Like we have trucks going across the U.S. all day and planes, and there you go, Charles.
Graham, you're very welcome for it. I was happy to do it. I'm glad you're using it. I made a little lazy Susan about yay big that square. So if you watch his pepper shrine videos and you see him spinning them around, they're sitting on a lazy Susan that I made for him, so he wouldn't have to sit and turn the bottle all the time. He could just take and move the base around.
Oh, nice.
Works out pretty cool.
I thought he was calling Susan lazy because I was going to say, man, she's really active in the chat.
Yeah, no. Sorry, new voice to text, lazy Susan. Yeah, that's what it was. So nothing against you, Susan. Graham, start praying for Dave. Yeah. Anthony says, yeah, a month from Italy sounds about right. Back in the late 90s, I was talking to a girl over one of the chat programs in Russia. And I asked her if she could get me a Pepsi can and a Coke can empty and send them to me. And she says, yeah, sure, no problem. And
Why empty?
Because it would cost too much weight-wise, and they'd have to go through customs, and they won't let the liquid go through customs. So she sent me the empty cans, and it took almost 2.5 months to get here. In exchange for those 2 cans, the salt and vinegar pickle chips were popular. So in exchange for those 2 cans, I sent her 2 bags back. By the time they got there, all of them were crumbs, and it took like 6 weeks to get those over to her, but she still sat and ate them all with a spoon. She was loving it. So yeah, shipping to different countries can take different amounts of time.
Oh yeah. Like an extra week on top of normal shipping, at least, if not 2 weeks, for just Canada. And that's just like, oh, US. We made there in like a day and a half, 2 days. Oh, we're crossing the border. It's going to take another week.
Yeah, because it's got to go through customs.
Yeah.
Okay. Jared says, you want to talk slow shipping? Order a custom entry door, 6 to 8 weeks on average. People freak out when I tell them how long it'll take. I can see that.
Yeah. Well, people don't understand that you actually you custom order things and stuff like that. Like, you're like, no, I can go to McDonald's. I can get fries in like 30 seconds. Like, you should be able to give me a front door in like 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to deal a lot with that kind of stuff.
Graham says, no, seriously, nothing against you, Susan. Just got myself the new iPhone 8 Plus, and it is getting familiar. Yeah, familiar with my voice.
I love that. For my year.
Charles says, all Canadians know our projected times are way off. Yeah.
Same as the South, though. They're like, oh, yeah, well, I don't know. They said they were going to replace my front door, my new custom front door. It took 6 to 8 weeks to get in, and they were going to be here on Monday, and it's Friday. I don't really know what's going on. You call them up, and they're like, the surf was good. Or, yeah, the fish were biting. Like, we had to take the week off.
Yeah. Graham says, my new phone is trying to understand what I'm saying. It is messing up a little. Hopefully, I have better luck with following YouTube and live feeds better now that I have a new phone. Cool. And he
Yes.
goes on to say, my Galaxy S5 was no longer cutting it.
Yeah, and your new iPhone is starting to learn all your patterns and everything like a robot does. And next thing you know, they're going to be able to simulate you, and then they're going to kill you in your sleep and pretend to be you. And then there'll be Graham's Garden presented by his iPhone 8 Plus.
I don't think so, but it's possible.
Look over here. Here are my peppers. This one looks good.
Yeah, but there's only one problem with it, though. It can't take up his live streams when he's driving to work in the morning. It's
Oh
kind
no,
of hard for the phone to drive the car.
they could. They would just have it like pointing forward, and you'd just be seeing ahead of them, like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my camera does not point this way anymore." But look at what I'm seeing.
The child says,
By the
Graham,
way,
hopefully.
subscribe, thumbs up, and share. To all your computer friends.
Oh. The child says, Graham, hopefully your iPhone will follow Pray for Dave live feed.
Oh man. I wish I was more active on Twitter. I would really push to make hashtag pray for Dave a thing.
Now, just think when he wakes up tomorrow, if he gets messages or that kind of stuff on his phone, he's going to be like, what the heck is this?
Thank you, Susan. I used to be a robot in my former life. I'm a transhuman.
Huh. Yeah, Susan says, you do that oddly well, Rev.
Yeah, that's why I'm a transhuman. It used to be a computer.
With
I identify more as a human.
Can't
see that. Is that a kind of emoji?
Yeah, it's a I'm thinking emoji. Pull my earbuds out, why don't I?
Oh, if you watch all of my videos, like back to back to back, you'll see the glitches of my human database. I swear. But you have to go back all the way to the very beginning and watch all of them from front to end at least 3 times. Sometimes like restarting them in the middle, just make sure you got it all and everything. Promotion. Thumbs up, everybody. Hey, did you subscribe to Rob Z?
What? Hey, go back and watch them all. I don't know if 3 times is going to get it, though. You might have to watch them 5 to pick up the pattern.
If you watch all of my videos 1 time through, you are some kind of weird hero. I don't want to say you're a real hero because you probably might not be right by the end of all those, but I mean, I got a lot of videos. That is a lot of time. I mean, what did I say earlier? 825 videos? That's a lot of garbage to sit through.
Yeah, I've sat through most of them. In fact, I went way, way back before I started watching them.
I doubt you've seen most of them. There's a lot of them on there.
Yeah, but so many of them are so short, though.
No, only the very beginning ones. Most of mine are like, I don't know, my average is like 20 minutes per video. Like there'll be like a 3-minute video or like a 2-minute or something like that. But I mean, a majority, I mean, when I started off, it was like, hey, look, here's deer fighting in a field.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like 20 minutes long. And it was nothing but young bucks just like in the rain, just coming up and just fighting with each other over and over. And
Paula says, bedtime, have a good night. The Full Pro does a great job for you, Rev. Night, Paula. Have a good night.
night, Paula. I'm now following you on Instagram.
Enjoy your warm weather tomorrow. I'm going to be jealous. I'm going to look the other way now.
What do you mean, Charles, for this right here? Because that is my faux pro. I also got another faux pro right here. Another broken one right over there.
Ah.
I was kind of hoping JT would show up tonight because that's what I forgot to tell him the other day. Was that was the last thing that I think he needed. Me and Dave were actually talking about this earlier because I asked JT to be on the live stream, and he said his internet was not good and his computer was not good. That being said, I've been asking him to at least get 720p up on his channel because it's been 480 forever. And his response was he needs a better camera. So I forgot to mention this awesome Faux Pro, $50. It's got all the adapters, waterproof case, everything that you could ever need, and all that stuff. I don't care who you go with. This one's from England. That's why I wanted to bring it up to him, was because I'm sure he would say I'm in Canada because I can't get the same deals that you can. But that's a English camera that they're selling in the U.S. But it's 1080p, it's Wi-Fi, all that stuff. I can use my phone and actually have it connect to my phone so I can actually see it on my phone. Not paid by Faux Pro or anything, but I totally love that stuff. I've had I've had 3 Faux Pros, and I still have not come up to half the price of a regular GoPro yet.
Yeah, my nephew's got one of the regular GoPros. He
I'm
loves it.
Oh, my buddy has like 2 of them, and I'm sure they're great. But I took this one and I put it in my truck, and I drove it just around. I went to the store and stuff like that. I just uploaded the footage. It was like 5 gig worth of footage. It was like I don't know, like an hour and a half or something like that. I uploaded it and looked at it, and man, that stuff is beautiful footage. That being said, you won't see any of this because it's just me driving down the road talking to myself, like talking to the radio and stuff like that, or actually podcast. But you can imagine what it'd be like if you saw it.
Jared says, I need a Full Pro. My phone gets full too quick when I make vids.
Yeah.
I have a 128 gig card in my phone. And when I record video off the phone, I only do it in 720p.
This one is a 32 gig card, and that's my main Faux Pro. And that one, I've never even come close to filling it up. And I forget. Yeah, how do you fill up 128 gig? Like I record in 1080p. Every one of my videos since like video number 3, I think, has been 1080p. 30 frames per second. I don't jump up to the 60.
Yeah, my Nikon, my Coolpix L830, that's got a 32 gig card in it. And the Pickle Challenge filled about a third of the card. So it was like 10 gigs worth of data for the Pickle Challenge. But again, it's at 720p at 30 frames per second.
Yeah, and I record, I know. I think on my Faux Pros, I believe I record 1080 at 60 frames per second. But when I actually make them, render them, I switch them to 30.
Okay. Yeah, that'll cut the sides down quite a bit. Nothing
Which
wrong with that.
but I think that's another downfall. I think I should just go ahead and record in 1080 30 frames and then render in 1080 30. I think that's a big part of where I'm going wrong, why it's taking me so long to actually render the video. I do like a 22-minute video and it takes me like 4 or 5 hours to like actually render. And I think it's because I'm switching from 60 frames to 30 frames.
Yeah, because it's got to cut every other frame out.
Yeah. And not only that, but I cut out like I had one, video clip, and then I cut this little part out, got rid of that, moved this all over, cut this in the middle, spread it apart, put another clip in the center,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So add all that together, and then 22 minutes long. I mean, that in itself is going to take a while to actually do it.
Let's see. Jared says, when I do beekeeping vids, they can take a long time. I believe it. Charles says, good night, all. Remember, pray for Dave. Jared says, good night. Hashtag pray for Dave.
Absolutely. Keep that hashtag going. Everybody remember to pray for Dave. If you don't pray for Dave, you don't love him. Come on, we got to use some guilt here.
Well, the pickle challenge was about the longest video I've ever recorded, start to finish. And that one took about 20 minutes to render it, about 10 minutes to upload it, and about 10 minutes for YouTube to process and do all that stuff on it. But like I say, I do 720 at 30 frames per second.
Yeah, I do 1080 at 30, but no, just YouTube. Well, your pickle challenge, wasn't that 25 minutes long, or was it 30?
Well, I think it was even longer than that.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Like 10 minutes to upload, 10 minutes to process. Mine, like the lowest video I ever make is like 8 minutes or something like that. That takes 10 minutes to upload, 10 minutes to process.
Well,
So, but you might be more inner city, so you might have a better connection than I do.
yeah, I've got Comcast Business running in at 150 megs.
Yeah,
And 150 meg service.
on a great day, I'm 60 meg, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say I'm 60, but when they came and fixed it the other day, they're like, "Oh yeah, we found an internet trap on your thing." I'm like, "What's that?" And they're like, "Ah, it's just something that slows down your internet a lot." I'm like, "Oh yeah, thanks for taking that off. Wish I'd have had that off like 3 years ago when I got it."
I usually get really good service at the shop because Comcast is only 3 doors down. Their main server is 3 doors down for the city.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
That's like all those Wall Street people, where they all are fighting to get closer to whatever main servers. I don't remember exactly where they are, but like that's the most expensive real estate, is like as close as you can get to where those main servers are. So like the very split second that you can actually change a price or do whatever. I don't know how stocks work,
Yep.
but as soon as you could do things, like you could do it faster.
Yeah, the office that I worked in Georgia, we had dual optical lines coming in, and I don't know even what the megabyte rating on those was. It was server quality stuff like Google has. Not as many as Google has, mind you, but fiber optics is the fastest you can get that I know of. All right. We're coming up on the 3 hour mark, so it's time to say yeah.
Oh, and look at that. Yeah, I went all the way to the top of the chat and it starts just with Paula giving her Instagram. So,
Okay, so it's only keeping a certain number of lines.
yeah. And I was going to go back and see how many times it said pray for Dave, but oh no, this is right where it started. There's one, two.
Well, I have from the very beginning all the way down to Charles saying, right now, our major concern is pray for Dave.
My major agenda is to pray for Dave.
Yeah, right now, our major concern is to pray for Dave.
Concern. Okay, no, that was 3 right there. And then 4, another one from Charles. 5, Jared. 1 minute of silence. Pray for Dave Charles. That's 6. Pray for Rev. We're not going to count that. Nah, I feel like there was more before there was Pray for Rev. I think we had like a bunch before that.
Yeah, there were. Because I'm looking at the very top of the thing.
All right. I'm not going to look at all of them. There's enough. And hopefully it's on Facebook now. It's on Pepper Lovers. That's great. Oh, and Charles sent me one of the best one chip challenge. I'll check that out once we're done being live. Oh, and he left already. But yeah, I'll check that out.
Okay. Fine.
How do we make it 3 hours and it just feels like it was like 10 minutes? Like literally it's, well, I guess we were late, but whatever. It's still like, I call it right now. It's 3 hours. That's crazy.
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun.
So, time flies when you're praying for Dave. Hashtag pray for Dave.
Hashtag pray for Dave. All right.
That's what I need to put in the description of the video and the tags. Hashtag pray for Dave. I'm totally doing that. I'm against tags, but I'm totally doing that.
Let's see. Anthony says, maybe Monday for 30 minutes I will get on and do a pepper. Well, that'd be cool. Get a hold of Rev ahead of time so he's got your contact info through Google Plus, and yeah, it'll be interesting.
Absolutely. And that was one thing I was going to say tonight was I might have to go on a hiatus for like a week and a half or 2 or something like that. But I'm going to try not to do that. So I got my mom coming to bug the hell out of me on Friday. I'm sorry. She's coming to visit on Friday, and yeah, sitting in the middle of the living room, just talking to nobody. And you know how parents are. I'm just like, hey, where do you have the toilet paper? You know, and where do you throw you got extra soap or, you know, whatever. But no, I think I might be able to make that happen on my laptop, my American flag backdrop and all that stuff. So,
oh,
should be good. So we should be good, Jared. See you on Monday. Don't forget to pray for Dave.
Yeah, have a good night, Jared. And yes, Monday should be good too.
Make sure every thing on Pepper Lovers that you see that has Dave involved with it, put in pray for Dave. Make sure you know, let them know that we are all very concerned.
I missed the one from Anthony. Don't have fresh pods, but maybe get one from my freezer. That'll work if you don't mind them that way.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Plug your channel.
Who, me?
Yeah, plug it in.
It's right there. Button down below. I don't need to plug.
Yeah, I guess you do.
You plug your channel.
Well, as most people know, Rob Z is my YouTube channel, and I do different types of pepper growing stuff. And Well, I do lots of different types of growing stuff, so yeah, check it out. See if you like it. It's about 70 videos, 80 videos, yeah, 80 videos or so. Most of them are growing related.
Just start with the last video that just came out today. Check out the video where he's showing off his peppers, and then from there, skip and go right to the pickle challenge. And then after that, you'll love everybody, and then just start from the beginning and watch them all. And then, oh, give thumbs up on every single video. Make sure you do that with everybody's video, by the way. All the little channels that you see that you watch videos on, it means the world if you give them a thumbs up. And
Yeah, I
I'm
love
not
it
just
myself.
saying, yeah, I'm not saying me and Rob, but like all of them, like any little channel that you see, you're like, that guy kind of sucks. He doesn't know how to talk. And, I mean, you might be watching my video and that's what you're saying. But, like stuff like that, just give them a thumbs up and, it makes them feel a lot better and they get, more into the YouTube world and, it helps. Even if you give them a thumbs down, I'll even give that secret away. It doesn't matter if you give them a thumbs down. And that's why I always encourage like a thumbs up or a thumbs down because it's the same thing. Any any kind of publicity is good publicity, even if it's a thumbs down. And I'm with you, Anthony. I am always a thumbs up. I have never given a thumbs down in my all of the YouTube channels I've ever had. I can't remember how many, at least like 5. I have never, ever given a thumbs down. I have only given a thumbs up. If I don't like a video, I just click the X at the top and don't watch that video or that channel ever again, or wait until they come out with a new video. And then after like 5 or 6, I'm like, wow, they really suck. Okay, I'm going to unsubscribe. But
Yeah. Well, I look at it this way. Everybody's different and everybody has their own opinions and their own styles. If I don't like somebody's style, I don't watch them, but I'm not going to thumbs down them for getting out there and getting up the guts to do something and, actually going ahead and doing it. I'm not going to give a thumbs down.
yeah.
It's my choice to watch them or not.
Yeah. And I don't know. Yeah, I would only give a thumbs down if it was like a really, really horrible video, like how to murder your friend, or like some weird, like, I don't know. It'd have to be something off the wall where you'd be like, what the heck? Why would they make that video? It'd have to be that bad where I would give a thumbs down. But no, I've never given a thumbs down. Always a thumbs up. And especially if they're a small channel, I watch a ton of people that are like 2 million, subscribers and stuff. I don't give them a thumbs up. But every single small one, especially people that are like below 1,000, absolutely. Every time I watch their video, I give them a thumbs up. Every time I click on Rob's video, he might have a crappy video. I don't know. The second I click on it, I give them the thumbs up immediately. Just sitting there like, go ahead, tempt me. Take that. Go ahead, tempt me to take that back. Go ahead. Come on. Come on. You got 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 5, 4. All right, fine. We'll keep it.
Well, like Anthony says, don't like, then ignore.
Exactly. Or just click the close button. Go away.
Yeah, you're not being forced to watch them. But anyway, we're going off on another tangent. Time to
But it's
stop this show.
But it's a fun tangent.
This much is true. But
I love when people have to give you like this was a crappy video. Like if you ever check out any of my comments on those, it's always like, I know, right? Or like, you're totally right. This was a waste of time. I love agreeing with the people that trying to argue with you.
well, thank you, Anthony, for all the thumbs ups.
Yeah.
Sorry. Didn't mean to
Appreciate
interrupt
that. And as all of YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and blanket all of us into one. All of us, thank you so much. Because I assume you don't mean just us. You mean like you give everybody a thumbs up. So encourage that.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you very much. I appreciate them all.
Yep.
Alex, good night, everyone. Have a good weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Yep, Alex, have a great weekend too.
Yep. We'll see you on Monday.
On Monday, Alex, I would like a report on what you think of those powders. That's just between us, though.
Or you can come on here and give us a report of what you think of this powder. Or come on here and give a review all live.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be fun. Get yourself like a I don't know, like a little hunk of chicken or something. Just dump a bunch of powder on it and toss it in your mouth.
Tortilla chips and vegetable oil in a spray so you can take and put a little drop of it on, put some powder on it, and chomp on it. I better keep my mouth shut on that one. That one will turn around to bite me if Susan's still watching. Dang, no webcam at work.
That's why you should grab one of these Faux Pros. You'll be ready to like record stuff on your way to work as a dash cam and work as a webcam.
You know, Google Hangouts works on many a smartphone.
Yeah. But then you might, no, I was going to say, then you might have to be on a network. But if you're watching it, you're probably on a network anyway. Probably not watching it on your phone.
All right. Say goodnight, people. I appreciate everybody who's come to watch, and I appreciate everybody who's watching this afterward. No Wi-Fi password, Alex says. Dang it.
Gotta hack that stuff. Gotta have a smart kid there that already hacked that thing. He'll hook you up.
All right.
All right, well, that was it. I think that is officially 3 hours, even though we don't have an official timeline, which I want to stress because the next couple weeks we might only go an hour or two or something like that. We might. Oh, Susan's back again. Hey, we're out of here. But yeah, I don't want to like say for sure anything's going to happen because it might just be the exact same thing, but there is possibility that something might be changing a little bit, maybe trimming down or something like that. But for the most part, we should be back on Monday. Don't forget to pray for Dave. More importantly than anything that you do this week, make sure you add hashtag pray for Dave somewhere in your social media life, whether it's Instagram. I'm sure his wife will get it there. That will really freak her out. Pepper Lovers, he'll get it there. YouTube, Google Plus, he'll get it all those places. Actually, I think I'm going to go find his last video, which I believe was that Devil's Fire video. And I'm going to just write in hashtag pray for Dave as a comment. Actually, I might do that on the last 5. Do that. Everybody go and find like the last 5 videos that Dave put out. The Halloween one, the Devil's Fire, I can't name them all off, but the last 5, make sure you just go in, watch them again, and put in hashtag, put a comment, hashtag pray for Dave. That will that'll totally mess with his mind.
And then go up through the list, and if anybody else put in hashtag pray for Dave +1 it,
give him a thumbs up.
And yeah, then he'll get it even more. He's gonna get us for this. You know that, don't you?
I should have been here. I'm only because this is the very. I'm pretty sure he didn't make it this far. If he did, sorry, man. Had to be done.
Night, Susan. Night, Anthony. Thanks for joining us.
Night, Anthony. Night, Alex. Or Alex didn't say night, but
yeah.
Wi-Fi password. Just hit. What kind of password? Check out what kind of router that thing is. Is it a Linksys? Is it a? I can't remember all the different ones, but
it's at work, so it's a business one. So you got to be careful with that.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
if it's a termination offense.
I'm just thinking about like the last business I worked for. It was like a regular, like I got a, router at my home kind of Wi-Fi. And that one you could actually hit the reset button and, go ahead and get the password that way. But yeah, I don't want to encourage that. So yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, because my last job, I was the IT director for an international company. And if somebody did that and was successful, it would be instant termination. So yes, don't encourage that.
There you go. Do not do that.
Yeah, instant termination without explanation.
Sounded like a good idea, but corporate America steps in.
Well, you got to protect the data depending on what kind of company is it yet. So anyway, we're getting off tangent again. We're on another tangent.
Well,
let's kill this thing and let's
Well, just to be clear, the company I was working for, it wasn't a company. It was, hey, we'll give the public free Wi-Fi. So it was one of those kind of things. It wasn't we have Wi-Fi because we're a company. It was we're a company, and because you're coming in, we have free Wi-Fi. So that's where I was coming from. Yeah, like Rob said, don't break laws.
Yeah.
And I
Don't get
appreciate
yourself
that.
terminated. It's not fun.
I appreciate that, Anthony, every show. That's awesome.
All right. Good night, all. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you Monday.
Yep. And make sure
Pray
you
for
like,
Dave.
favorite, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But more importantly than all of that, pray for Dave. Seriously. Pray for Dave. We're getting worried over here. We really are.
It's just escalating.
See?
Yeah, Alex, pray for Dave on his last 3 videos. Yeah.
So awesome. I'm on my way. I'm going to do that right now. You rock, Alex. That's why you have a wrench. All right. Thank you all for hanging out with me. We are out of here. Otherwise, we're going to keep on talking for an hour. So we'll catch you Monday. See you then. Pray for Dave.
Later.
Pray for Dave. Pray for Dave. Pray for Dave.